Oh, you're so cool, Brewster.
We all go a little mad sometimes.
You lied and I died!
I'm feeling rosy, yeah! They're coming to get you, Barbara.
How's it hanging, Phil?
From the prime time, bitch!
Come and get it! So either put the gun down now, or kiss your ass goodbye.
Let's get this party started.
I agree. Let's get this party started. We are here and we are ready to play a game. I am Ken Sledge.
And I'm Ashley Sledge, trying to get out of this bear trap.
We are Sledgehammer Horror. And today, guys, we are joined by not just two of the absolute best men you could ever hope to encounter, but two of the best content creators you could ever hope to encounter. And we'll be being joined by a third here in a second. He's just running a little behind. But while we're waiting on him, first, let's talk about you, Patrick Burow, my best friend in the world. How you doing, buddy?
Oh, please don't flatter me, Ken. Please. I'm not doing too bad, actually. I'm really excited to be here. As Ken knows, and some of you on the Sledgehammer Horror channel might know already, huge Saw fan, and I'm always down to talk about Saw, no matter what the topic is, no matter how many times I've talked about this franchise. I will always be here to talk about it if the opportunity is provided. This is a franchise that means a lot to me in the way that I was talking to Ken before. It started my love of horror, and it started my love of film in general at a very young age, so I owe a lot to this franchise. So I'm excited to be here.
And what's so funny about this is I have to tell this story, Patrick. I'm sorry.
Oh, no.
We did a Saw movie ranking, and the minute it was over, I get a text from Patrick like, "Hey, motherfucker, what was that?" And I was like, "Dude, you've done Saw so many times. I didn't think you'd want to." He was like, "If you do anything Saw, I better be the first person you get a hold of." And he was. And then the second person I got a hold of is a guy that I could work with every day of my life. Not only is he insightful about everything Craven, but he is insightful about everything horror. And I love working with him. He's an inspiration to me as well. We got Craven Something Scary down here. Craven, how you doing today, buddy?
Man, I'm doing great. Thank you for this opportunity. It's always a pleasure when I get a message from you saying, "Hey, you got some time?" I'm like, and man, I'm there. You know, I'm there. So very happy to be here tonight talking about a franchise that, yeah, it can get a bit gory, but boy, it can get real fun too. And as I was mentioning before we came online, you know, that first film, that original James Wan film is a true masterpiece in my book of horror. I think it really started a whole subgenre in that first film.
Yeah.
And wow, so no matter what you think about the sequels, love them, hate them, or in the middle, that first one, absolutely incredible. But they're all fun in their own way, for sure.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
But man,
Yeah.
I'm doing good though. I'm glad to be here again. Thank you so much for your opportunity. I'm excited to collab tonight with Patrick for the first time. Always a pleasure to meet new, amazing content creators and people. And one thing that I know about Ken and Ashley, if it's anyone on this channel, they are good people. They are vetted good people.
That is very true. That is very true.
Yeah.
We appreciate that, man, because that's what we want to do. We want to create. I want to connect creators that I'm close with so they can become friends and I can watch them work together as well. While we're waiting for Jake to get in here, I do want to catch up on the chat real quick. Hey, Calvin's here.
Hey, Calvin.
Don't remember much about the Saw movies. The guy from The Princess, As You Wish. Yep, Carrie Elways.
Hey, Carrie.
Hey, Carrie.
Hey, what's up, Russell?
Hey, Russell.
Carrie's here. She's a Cravenite, as he likes to say.
Yes,
so
she is.
Nice to have you here, Carrie. We were able to work with her a couple weeks ago, which was super awesome.
Yes.
What's up, Nathan?
Hey,
Thanks for
Nathan.
stopping in, buddy.
Hey.
And here we go. What's up, Boomer? How you
Hey,
doing,
Boomer.
buddy?
The Dark Knight's still overrated.
Podcast in the Woods. Oh yeah, dude. I would love to see these two collaborate together. We need to get Podcast in the Woods going with Carrie Craze Cinema. That would be an awesome collab.
Yeah.
Hey, John.
John.
We were able to raise last week when we did everything for John's father. We were able to raise $40 towards helping his dad. So
Nice.
John will be shipping that out to you tomorrow. We just had YouTube only pays once a month, man, so it's kind of a pain in the butt. These two gentlemen are like, he's not lying.
Dude, that 45% international fucking tax cut is ridiculous as well.
God,
Jesus.
YouTube, dude, the YouTube takes their 30% off the top. So it's like, so if you donate $10, only 7 of that you actually get to the content creator, and then you got to go from taxes off of that. You know what I'm saying? So, we're thankful. We're not complaining, but still, it makes
right.
I'm complaining because I barely get monetized anyway because YouTube hates me. I get age restricted and demonetized all over the fucking place.
Oh, jeez.
Right. Yeah, I do agree with Carrie here. Please do hit that like button.
Yes.
Dice,
Definitely.
how you doing?
Hey, Dice.
Hey, Cecily.
Cecily, you need to call us tonight or text us after this is over and let us know what's going on for the 14th. That's all I'm going to say. I can't say anything else. Hey, Courtney, how are you?
Courtney.
Necessary distraction. How you doing?
What's up,
I'm
Amber?
trying to figure out what anime that is. I'm actually trying to figure out what anime that is in the profile photo.
No, can't figure it out. I thought it was Chainsaw Man's Marky Mark. I got distracted. I'm sorry.
There it is. Patrick the Saw Expert.
Yes.
I don't like that
Hey,
title
Val.
of expert personally.
I mean, I'd hate it if I was the expert too. He's like, fuck you, Ken.
You know
I'm
what?
so
I'm done.
We did get a donation, guys. So everybody that's been here for a
Whoa.
while, you know what this means.
Ooh, baby, ooh, baby, ooh, baby, ooh, baby.
Yes, sir.
Never
Thank
gets
you so much,
old,
Charles.
Ken.
We appreciate you, man. I know, I love it so much. Let's see. Hey, Carrie, thanks for the shout out. You rock, man. Yes, I'm glad you guys do. You're so cool, Brewster. Yeah, I love that. Man, you guys are all awesome. Thank you, guys. I like watching Craven and Jake and Patrick. I'm kind of new to your channel. Hey, you know what? Yeah. Oh, and Patrick, I'm kind of new to your channel. That's good. At least you have Patrick's channel because I'm telling you, it's such a great channel, and that's something I was going to bring up.
Apologies
ahead,
for coming in at a time that I'm on a hiatus right now, but I will be back actually next week with my reaction to the new Predator movie.
Let's go. Oh, look at this. The first Saw movie is a mind-blowing jaw dropper.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Yes,
guys,
it is.
That right there, that's a donation. So you know what that means.
Ooh, baby, ooh, baby, ooh, baby, ooh, baby.
We appreciate you guys so much. Like, it seriously means the world to us. Calvin, we just went and had dinner with him last night. We had a great time.
Yes.
His wife is going to be our daughter's teacher next year. So it was really cool to be able to get in contact with a good friend that's been a friend for a long time. And it really means a lot to us that Brandy will be teaching our daughter. We know she's going to be in the best of hands.
Absolutely.
I love this. Wait, you guys make money?
A few pennies here and there.
Right. It was a blast to be on your channel. Yes, it really was. We had an amazing time with you.
Fun.
Done and done. Yes, please. Yes, yes, Dice is going to be on there. We'll be listening. I promise. Actually, Podcast in the Woods, Boomer, on their podcast, they just did an amazing review of our short film, Home is Where the Haunt Is. So make sure you're checking that out because that was a great review. We appreciate it so much.
Yeah, you guys did a really good job with that. Dissecting it and all. Yeah, it was really great.
Our adoptive daughter is here, Sierra.
Hey, Sierra.
How are you doing?
It's here.
And yes, there it is. Indeed.
You know, it's funny.
What's up,
I'm actually
Clinton
doing a collab on my channel with Dice next month. I'm bringing Dice Rolling on for the first time in September.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nice.
Dice is one of the most incredible people. I was lucky enough to have Dice on my first horror movie, and learning how horror started for Dice was just super incredible. And we've had the honor of working with each other a couple different times. And
Yeah.
I got nothing but the most positive things to say about Dice as well.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, we hope you're doing good too, Josh. Gavin, what's going on, brother?
Gavin.
Michael, how you doing, buddy?
Hello, Michael.
So I do want to say real quick, trying to catch up on the chat here, guys. You guys are killing it. Thank you so much. Real quick, I just want to say, if you have not Patrick Burow, Craven Something Scary. Their links are down here in the description right now. So make sure you're subscribing to them, as well as our buddy Killjoy Jake. He'll be joining us here in a second. Doing fine. Just, hey, happy belated birthday, man.
Happy birthday,
We hope
I
you
meant
had
to
an
send you a
amazing
message.
birthday.
I meant to send you a message, mate. I hope you had a good day. I apologize.
Huh.
I think that may be worth singing, Ken.
We want people to stick around, brother.
Oh, well, that's that's funny.
If I start
I'm telling-
singing, it will be like that scene with Arnold. Like
Empty the
imploding
room.
from Total Recall.
I'm telling you right now, and like this is not being funny at all. If I started singing, this is exactly what would happen.
Game over.
I'd have to
And everybody would leave.
I'd have to fly all the way over and put you in a trap, Ken.
Dang, I'm scared, man. I'll remember that for future reference, Ken.
Pat's gonna be sitting over there like,
Eat shit and die, Ricky. Eat shit and live, Bill.
and I'd hurt everybody.
I watched that for the first time the other month, and I fucking loved it. I finally watched
So
Sleepaway
good,
Camp.
isn't it?
You just
So
saw it. Oh.
I
Nice.
never saw it when I was younger because I grew up in a really Catholic household, and my
What's up,
grandmother
Jose?
was like the ending in particular, and I'm like, I don't understand. But my grandmother, don't talk to her for reasons, but she was like the biggest fucking homophobe and transphobe you could ever bloody meet. And now that I've seen Sleepaway Camp, well, she was a heavy Catholic. She'd hit me over the head with a Bible because I had sex under the roof of her house before I was 16. Well, before marriage, actually, but she had a shotgun wedding, so that's saying something. But no, like, I never watched it because of that, but I finally watched it about a month or two ago, and I loved every second of it. Like the cheesy dialogue, the 80s fucking male booty shorts are just a staple of the time.
Oh, absolutely.
It has so many
back,
iconic.
though.
Yeah.
Oh no.
They're coming in.
No, don't.
It's like mullet.
Oh.
It's like
And-
mullets in Australia all over again. Just piss off. Go away. We don't want you.
I can't say shit because I got a man bun.
Yeah, you do.
So I'm kind of up the creek when it comes to this conversation.
I mean,
Hey, at least you're honest about that, Ken. At least, at least you're
Right.
honest about it, brother. I respect
I'm
that.
just lazy to cut my hair.
Yeah, I wish if my hair was straight like yours, I would totally do it, man. But my hair is really curly and it's annoying as hell. I did get your email, Master Chaos, and I will be responding to it. I've just been super busy today trying to get everything ready for this live. So I definitely get it, man. I'm not ignoring you. I promise. That's not my integrity. That's not who I am. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. We
Thank you,
appreciate
Russell.
that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Again, this is not something you want to see me in. I have a dad bod. Having kids ruin my body. Okay.
Oh.
So you don't want to see me in
It's
They
really
ruined
nice.
your body.
Ashley's just sitting here going, "Yeah, it ruined your body."
She hates that joke, but it really didn't ruin her body. Her body's just as good as ever. I'm the one that got fat.
It was all those midnight Taco Bell runs.
Yeah.
You had to get something too, right?
Hannibal 2001. Is that the sequel to Silence of the Lambs? Is that what we're talking about here,
Yeah.
Michael?
Yeah.
Yeah,
be.
it's okay. I didn't hate it. I thought it was decent enough.
The Hannibal show's pretty good with Mads Mikkelsen. Is that the one,
let's
the
do
Mads Mikkelsen one?
I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
While we're waiting on Killjoy to come in, real quick, Craven, what is the best horror movie you've seen in 2022 so far?
Oh, that's an easy one for me. It's X. I think X has
Good
been
answer.
the best. I think the best, in my opinion, the best constructed film. The cinematography is brilliant in that movie, and I mean, there's that one shot. I'm not going to give any spoilers away, but there's one shot in the lake or the pond shot.
Yep.
Where it's the wide over, like a drone took it, or a really that shot right there, that still shot, gorgeous shot. There's another scene where one guy's walking, who's going to step on something, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
And just I mean, it was gorgeous. I thought it was a beautiful film in terms of not the story, but in terms of the filmmaking. The construction was great, and I really enjoyed it. And I think that it's my favorite of the year for sure.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Perfect answer.
Yeah.
What about you, Patrick? What's your favorite film of 2022 so far?
My favorite horror film of the year. Honestly, it would be either X or Black Phone, but I'm gonna have to go Black Phone because while X is a beautifully constructed film that has gorgeous shots and is a lot of fun, the wackiness sort of takes away a lot of the beauty, in my opinion, in certain scenes, and that's really my only issue. Where Black Phone, admittedly, does have a very like 80s centric tone, so therefore the silly aspects sort of work for me in a way. But it's the fact that it's a horror film where I sat there and I watched it and I actually said, holy shit, jump scares in this movie do not piss me off. And I think it's a very heartfelt story. Yes, the stuff that isn't explained, I think the grabber not having a motive was a brilliant way to just tell the story of a mass kidnapper. Like, what kidnapper or child kidnapper would have a motive? None of them really do. So it added this realistic tone over a really fantasized story, especially with the whole like premonition and dream aspect with the little girl. I thought the film was absolutely brilliant. I thought the survival aspect and how every piece coming together for the young kid down in that basement was really awesome. And Ethan Hawke stole that movie. Like, he was so good as the grabber. Like, seeing him go from the protagonist in Scott Derrickson's Sinister to him being a really terrifying force to be reckoned with in Black Phone with him again was awesome. And I think the fact that this is based on a short story as well from Stephen King's son just made it all the more better for me as a Stephen King fan. I don't know. There's a bit of bias in that sense, but it's either X or Black Phone. They're both incredible films.
And again, I'll be talking about one of them here in a second. What would you pick, my love? What's your favorite film of the year so far?
I would also have to pick the Black Phone. Like you said, Ethan Hawke killed it. I felt like the kid characters were really good. Like, you know, you really felt for them. And there was some good jump scares. Yeah. Like, I don't want to get into detail, but one of them made me like scream, like jump out of my seat in the theater. So
it was a blast.
Yeah. I intensify jump scares because I scream and stuff. So it's even worse for him.
Oh yeah. It's so much
annoy me.
Huh?
Jump scares are the laziest form of scare, in my opinion, 9 times out of 10, because it's the cheapest way to get a thrill out of your audience.
Yeah, for sure. But I like a good jump scare. Like it as long as it does its job, you know. Right. So
yeah. See, I'm gonna go a little bit against the grain here. I loved the Black Phone, and up until a couple of days ago, I would have said that was my favorite of 2022. I loved X. I am one of the few that really, really love Nope. But I'm actually going to go with Prey. I think Prey so far is my favorite horror movie of 2022.
Prey was really good.
Amber Midthunder was so good in that movie. I liked the way the Predator looked. I liked that they didn't overuse the CGI in it. I love it, you know, telling it from a native standpoint, and the way that they told it with that native standpoint was very accurate from what we've heard. We were able to talk to a couple people that are Native Americans that told us about how authentic it felt to them, and
that they actually tried, you know, and it wasn't offensive.
They had a bunch of Native people working behind the scenes too. To, you know, it wasn't just like the way that we were explained to it by one of the Native American people that we were talking to. Usually they bring on a consultant and they send them the script like, is this racist? And the consultant's like, yes, this is super fucking racist. And they're like, okay, well, you consulted us. Thank you. But Prey actually brought a bunch of Native American people onto set and had them working with them. So it was really, really cool to see them go super authentic with it. We're going to catch up on the chat. And if Jake hasn't joined us by then we're just going to start going and he can come in a little bit later. I have not seen X yet. It's good. It's really good. It's
great.
Very old school. I'm very excited for Pearl as well.
Me too. I can't wait for Pearl.
Yeah.
That's this year, isn't it?
Movies too. Yes, it is.
No, this year. Yeah, because I thought it was next year.
Yep, it's this year. Dice says her favorite was Black Phone as well.
Nice.
Scream 5, Nope, and the Black Phone.
Okay.
Man, the Black Phone is running away with it so far. Oh, Black Phone is awesome, but I prefer X. I mean, for me, that's like, do I want beef or steak tacos? Either way, I'm going to be extremely satisfied when this is over. So, of course, Patrick, you schlub. The Black Phone. Everything Everywhere is my favorite movie of the year so far. You will believe a rock can make you cry.
Huh.
We haven't checked that out
yet.
I
still haven't seen it.
It's wild, guys. It's wild. It's wild. Yeah, you should definitely check it out. Yeah, it's very different, very original.
It's on my list. It's on my list for first time watches later, either later this year or early next year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Hey, Carrie, I'll be down at the bottom of the mountain going, okay. I don't want to give away any spoilers for X, but also a character that doesn't qualify for a stereotype in horror is the first to be killed. That's very true.
Yeah.
I'm off to my first of many haunts. Hey, enjoy. Have a great time. Thank you for stopping by.
See you, man.
Ethan Hawke is just magic, hands down. Scream 2 is the best horror sequel. Yeah. Wow, there's a lot of people in the chat right now. Thank you guys. I just subscribed to you guys, Patrick and Craven. Any friends of Ken and Nash are friends of mine.
Awesome.
Your shirt is dope, by the way, Patrick.
It's Venom
Dreaming Insomniacs. Hey, I thank you for plugging the stream on Instagram. And hit me up on Instagram if you guys ever want to come on My First Horror Movie. I was going to get in contact with you after this is over, but since you're here, make sure you hit me up. I'd love to have you guys on. I agree with what Patrick said. It's Fish review the Black Phone. It doesn't hate to call it the best. You did a great job on that review too. And your thumbnail for that was completely awesome, Dice. I just want to throw that out there, by the way. Could the Black Phone get a sequel?
No.
I think it could get a prequel, and then it would make sense. But I just don't think that having any type of sequel would make sense to that movie at all.
No, it wouldn't.
I will agree with this 1,000%. That's my biggest gripe about that movie, that I had to watch it on a freaking iPad and not be able to watch it in the theater.
Yeah. I think it would have been a really great theater experience for sure.
T. Parker says, yeah, I barely jumped during jump scares, but that one jump scare in the Black Phone, there was two that got me in the Black Phone.
Yeah.
I will say that. There was two jump scares that got me.
The Black Phone was one of those movies where I appreciate the jump scares because it took like an hour for the first one to even happen. So therefore it was so unpredictable. So when that first one happened, you were then on the edge of your seat waiting for the next one to happen. And that's how a jump scare should be used, in my opinion, to put you on edge rather than just being obnoxious.
Right. Hey, well, go. It is on Peacock. So everybody knows the Black Phone is available on Peacock now.
Wait, it's on.
It is
on Hulu.
No, the Black Phone.
Oh,
not
Black
Prey.
Phone.
Yeah.
Oh,
Black Phone came out on Peacock
never
today.
mind. I'm sorry. Yes.
Nope is my favorite horror film of 2022. I really like Nope, Sierra.
So I was asleep in Nope.
Oh, I loved it.
I was at the premiere, and I was at the premiere in Australia a couple days ago, and I'm sitting there watching, and I'm like, you know what? The opening scene was cool, but I'm just sitting here just the entire movie going.
See, for me, just the acting was so good. I love so many different people that were in that film. And I think that Stephen Yeun's character has one of the most tragic backstories I've ever seen in a film. I thought that was great how they did that. I just want to see Nope in a few weeks and Bodies, Bodies, Bodies. Bodies, Bodies, Bodies should be fun. It should be a fun movie. They / Them was okay. We haven't seen it yet.
We have not
seen it yet.
On
my list.
I'm excited for the Spear Halloween movie.
Yeah, I'm excited for the Spear Halloween movie.
It looks fun.
Oh, here it is for you guys.
What they're going to do in that movie, Ashley. I wonder what that's going to be.
Hey, listen, it's got Christopher Lloyd in it.
It does have Christopher Lloyd.
I'm
excited about that. Yeah.
I hope at one point they're like, he lives at 1.21 gigawatt lane. 1.21 gigawatt lane. That's all I want to see in this movie.
Oh man.
All I know, I would like to sleep in a Spirit Halloween.
Yeah. So far for me, it's Prey, Scream 5, and I have to catch up on others. Ethan really brought it in Moon Knight. Scream 5, X. I have not seen Into the Multiverse of Madness yet. We have not seen it, but we really want to.
I really enjoyed it. It's the first Marvel movie I've liked since like Ant-Man.
Yeah, we need to see that one. Oh man, your thumbnail game is on point. Don't change anything. Black Phone, good, not great. I respect it. Daniel. Don't agree, but I respect it. Bodies, Bodies, Bodies is a fun time. Cool. They / Them. I have not heard great things about it. See, now here's the thing about They / Them. Obviously we all know that it takes place in a conversion camp, but I've heard that you could tell that they're trying not to be offensive, and it weighs the movie down a little bit. I haven't watched it, so I can't give my full, but this is just what I've heard from people that have watched it. I have a good friend that's in the movie, Quay Tan, so I'm excited to see how they do in that movie. But I'm going to reserve judgment until I actually watch it. When Quay asked me to watch it, I told them, of course I would, but I haven't got to watch it. It's Kevin Bacon in a slasher at a conversion camp. It's got to be decent. Like,
right.
I would think so.
So, guys, we're going to actually get rolling on our list here. When Jake comes in, we'll have him catch up a little bit. But let's just say, I'll start us off here. Do you guys have honorable mentions or no?
Yes.
I don't. I narrowed it down to my 10, and that was it. I just stopped.
Sticking with them.
I'm not going to do any honorables.
For the first time ever, I don't have any honorable mentions either. So
nice.
You want to start us off, Ash?
Yeah. So one of them is the horsepower trap in Saw 7 with the guy from Lincoln Park.
When they're in the car?
Chester Bennington.
Garage trap. Yeah.
Yeah, Chester Bennington. He's stuck to his back is stuck to the car, and he if he accelerates, he's gonna kill the rest of his friends. I think that's cringy, and like when he tries to pull his back off, like how it comes off and then he ends up killing him. Like the wheel goes down on one of his friends' faces.
It was like a Rube Goldberg contraption, just a chain reaction. It was awesome.
Yeah, it was really cool. And I like how it was like you judge people for the color of their skin, and now you're gonna see that everybody looks the same from the inside. I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. And then I have the Save As I Save from Saw 4, with the husband and wife.
Oh, when they got
when it's going through like his vital organs, but
she's
none
like,
of
I did it. I did it. Now I know why you like that trap so much.
Well,
like, I killed them.
I do. I like it because she's a victim of abuse, and so she gets one over on him for all the things that he put her and her daughter through. So I had to choose both of those. Yeah,
gotta agree. How about you, Patrick? What are your honorable mentions?
I have 5 honorable mentions because it was really hard to narrow down my list because I have a lot of traps in this series I liked. I do want to say immediately, I have no traps on here that are rigged, unbeatable, or where people are forced to die except for one trap in my list.
Okay.
But there is a reason for that one trap. But for my honorable mentions, I have the freezer from Saw 3. Really cool, unique, horrifying trap to sit through. My biggest issue with Saw 3, Ken knows this, I have a love-hate relationship with Saw 3. It's too fucking long. Jeff is an annoying fucking bitch of a character. I just want him to die. But at the same time, it does have some good traps. And the freezer was such a unique trap that wasn't too violent, but it wasn't too tame at the same time. It was a perfect sense of psychological as well as physical pain. I have the razor box from Saw 2 with Madison, I think her name was. I think this trap, the reason why I like it so much is because it's nearing the end of the Nerve Gas House game itself, and it's a trap that more or less tests the awareness of its victim for the reason that Madison, if you look closely, there is actually a lock with a key in it at the top of the box behind it. This is something that was revealed in the behind-the-scenes, footage from Darren Lynn Bousman on Saw 2. So if she just walked a little bit further and listened to the tape, she could have just opened up the box. But she was dumb about it. If you put in one, you're still there. But because of the nerve gas getting to her system, she can't really think straight. So she puts in 2 rather than opening it up like that. So it's one of those traps where you have to have a little level head, and it really does pay to do the trap earlier in the nerve gas game as opposed towards the end of its run. Right. I also have the glass coffin from Saw 5. A lot of people say this trap is rigged. It is not. Strum had the prime opportunity to capture Hoffman right there, but he was just an idiot. Strum is one of the most frustrating characters in the entire series, from his inner monologuing to talking out loud to himself, and then that scene in particular. But the trap was something that was foreshadowed in Saw 4, and seeing what actually happened in Saw 5 with the walls crushing Strum and how painful it was. And it caused a lot of issues on set, if you don't know, like how they actually built it was very technical. And they actually had to create I forgot the actor's name, Scott something, but they actually created a sort of latex arm for him. So when the wall closed in, it would actually pop a bone out. So that was all practical. And I think that's really cool. But, you know, there's just something satisfying seeing someone get crushed by the wall like that. And with the character dying in such a way, because you're like, you are really dumb for stopping that tape. If you just listened and kept going, you would have survived. So, you know, but Strum's an idiot. Next up, I have the the 10 Pints of Sacrifice as my 4th honorable mention from Saw 5. The one where they put their hands into the razor blades and have to sacrifice 10 pints of blood between them. But the reason why I like this one so much, and it's a short and sweet reason, it's because it's the realization that they should have worked together the entire time. So therefore, from their own selfish means, now they are at a disadvantage rather than if they worked together, they would have been at an advantage. And it's just the best part of Saw 5, in my opinion, seeing that all come together, even though it is very apparent from the very beginning of that movie. Or at least the trap sequence of the Fatal 5. And my final honorable mention is actually not from a Saw movie, but a Saw video game. Saw the video game has the Impaler trap, which actually sees the return of the character Jeff Rittenberg from Saw 1, the guy in the drill chair. He returns in this one and is tested again on a trap that involved the puzzle of matchmaking. So you had to match up certain icons on televisions. Every time you get a match wrong, a metal prong will go through his body, piercing him over time. But every time you get one right, it will take it back out, and he has more of a chance of survival. That's if it has not pierced a vital organ. So it's a matter of a race against the clock, while also memorizing everything so that he survives. And I think it's just very unique.
Yeah, that's awesome. I would be bad at that. I'd be horrible at that.
I might be.
I was
at that
horrible. I was horrible at it.
So how about you, Craven? What you said you don't have any honorable mentions, right?
I do not, sir. No.
All right. Well, here's what we're going to do then. We are going to catch up on the chat real quick, and then we'll start with our number 10. I thought They Slash Them was okay too. More of a psychological drama. I love me some drama. Everybody knows that. They Slash Them is on Peacock. We got a bunch of rest in peace Chesters here. I agree.
Yeah.
We got absolutely a lot of rest in pieces. I didn't come up with the list sadly, but my favorite trap is the Venus flytrap.
That's a good one.
I'm sure we'll be talking about that a little bit more. Jeff is annoying you. Stop that right now.
I mean,
listen, I would. You know what?
I get why he was so slow.
I would have moved slower than Jeff.
Yeah.
You people are the reason my son's dead. I'm not helping you at all. The lady that's getting shot with the ice. Here, I'll help you. I'll piss on you. Maybe that'll burn the ice off your leg. That's about all you're getting from me. Burn it. It'll burn your kid's stuff. It'll help the judge. No, I'm good.
Yeah.
I enjoy Patrick Saw videos, especially his ranking videos, and he and him hate playing the video games. Needle Pit did it for me. Insomniacs that make a lot of people cringe. My number 10 would be the Needle Pit from Saw 2. We got a lot of Needle Pit so far.
We may be talking about that.
Yeah, I have a feeling we'll be talking about that again.
Absolutely.
Strom is an idiot. Out of context, gonna look weird. The Venus flytrap is very, very effective. John Kramer is a legend. John Kramer is what made these movies so freaking amazing.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's start off with number 9. Usually,
number 10.
Number 10. Go ahead, Patrick.
I was just about to say really quickly, I follow the teachings on John Kramer religiously in my Tinder bio. Next, I took it out, and then I finally started getting matches.
He's like, and then I finally started getting matches, but none of them were with John Kramer. So I put it back on there.
Yes. Because of that, I put them in
I think I would be a little scared.
That's amazing, man.
Oh, well.
So, babe, do you want to start us off with number 10?
Sure. So Patrick already talked about this one, but it's the freezer room. I don't like to be cold, and she's naked in this sub-zero freezer, and she's getting this water poured on her. And by the time Jeff gets to her, she's already frozen. But that would suck to be frozen alive. Like, that would be horrible. So I felt like I had to make that my number 10 because I would hate to be frozen. So
totally understood.
Yeah.
So how about you, Patrick? What's your number 10?
My number 10 is also from Saw the video game, and it is the Backbreaker, which, by the way, was the original concept for the rack in Saw 3. But due to certain issues in regards to the design, they couldn't use it. But Saw the video game decided in 2009 to bring it to the table. It was a game where a character called Oswald McGillicuddy, who was being tested for the reason he tried to actively destroy Detective Tapp's reputation and bury his career in the ground with journalism, was thrown into this trap where Tapp now has to connect some fuses in some fuse boxes to undo the cuffs and everything on the Backbreaker. but would slowly bend his arms and his legs backwards before bending his back and snapping his spine inside out. I think this is just such a fun, unique trap that I wish we got in a Saw movie. And knowing it was the original idea for the rack in Saw 3, I can imagine how brutal it was. Like someone having both their arms and legs snapped completely backwards from like the elbow, and then having their spine just become a 90-degree angle at just forcefully. I think it's such a unique idea, and I'm just so glad that they brought it back in for Saw the video game, even though it's a very shitty fucking video game, and I hate the sequence and the repetitive puzzle mini game you have to do in regards to connecting some fuses. It was very tedious and very frustrating. I think it took me 45 minutes because of the really restrictive time limit you're on, but it's a very intense thing because it keeps cutting back to him having his arms and his legs and his back broken, and it really amped up everything. I just think it's a really cool concept and a really good idea for the trap, and the end result is brutal, and I love it.
Yeah.
I'm not a masochist,
awesome. Yeah,
I promise.
No, I love it. So how about you, Craven? What's your number 10?
Yeah, it's also been discussed, but it's the 10-pint sacrifice from Scream 5. I mean, just a horrific scenario. Of course, all these are horrific scenarios.
Yeah.
But now both victims did survive this trap, but it's just the thought of, and Patrick touched on it earlier, it's the realization that because you guys were so competitive and trying to throw each other under the bus, you didn't work together. You could have.
Right.
This would have been painful nonetheless, obviously, but not to the extent with this poor guy. His whole first half of his arm is split in half from this saw blade, and it's just horrifying. And I think you'll see the ones I picked, and I guess we all probably picked similar standards, but it's the thought of if you were in that scenario, like if I had to do this, which of these make me cringe the worst? That's kind of where I was at, and the thought of having that blade spinning, and you have to make yourself put your arm in the hole, knowing what's about, and you can't, but you have to. And that's horrible. That's terrifying. It's terrible. So anyway, that's my number. It's rough for me to watch that one.
It is.
Yeah, it's very hard. My number 10. My list is on here. That's why. Yeah, usually I print my list off, and I forgot to do that today. My number 10, we are going in Saw 2, and it is the furnace. You talk about cringing, seeing him in there and burning alive inside the furnace because he's just trying to get that antidote. If Frankie G throwing him in that furnace, like, you get in there and you get this for me. Like that was another rough one for me. So number 10 for me, I am going with the furnace from Saw 2. We'll catch up on the chat real quick before Patrick starts us off with number 9.
If you're going to threaten me with a knife, might as well cut me a little.
The very good choice, Russell. That's going to be stuck in my head all night. Nice one, Ash. Pendulum was good for a shit movie. Glass Box was cooler. Controversial, but number 10 is Reverse Bear Trap. Wow, I like that.
Wow.
Parker. You got it low on your list.
That
I like
is
that.
really low.
Calvin says, you might hate the game, Patrick, but you're plugging it pretty well. I want to play now.
I have an appreciation for the first one because it's really bad, but that's also what makes it fun because it's really silly, and the clunky mechanics are hilarious to play through. The second game, on the other hand, should have been able to fix all the problems with the first game, but it actually went down somehow. The clunky fighting mechanics, where, by the way, you got weapons, but your fist was your best weapon. Now it's just dumbed down to shitty quick time events for combat.
My fists are my best weapon, too.
Wow.
I don't know.
Is that a PS4 game, Patrick?
No, it was released on the PS3, PC, and Xbox 360, and both games got discontinued within 18 months of their releases in 2009 and 2010.
Dang.
Discontinued.
Okay.
Finding a copy of these games was a nightmare, to say the least.
I bet.
Calvin's watching this right now, like.
No.
Literally.
Huh, nice guy. So don't play 2. 1 is sort of like Manhunt. Would you agree with that, Patrick?
Yeah, I can say it's like Manhunt. Yeah, I can agree with that. Just a shittier version.
Yeah, Obi.
Oh yeah, Arby's in the first Saw game, by the way. He goes through a furnace trap again. Oh, but
really?
it takes place before Saw 2 because Detective Tapp somehow canonically survived Saw 1. Yeah, okay.
After the throat cut?
Not even... No, he survived the throat cut. He was shot by Zepp.
Yeah, that's right. When they were down in the...
He survived a gunshot to the heart, and he's the main character you play as in Saw the video game that takes place after the events of Saw 1, and then Saw 2 Flesh and Blood, you play as Detective Tapp's son after the suicide of Detective Tapp.
Yeah, wow. He's just a really tough
So
guy.
tough.
Yeah, he's just super tough.
He's like 50 Cent.
All right, man. So, Patrick, you want to start us off at number 9, brother?
My number 9 is the Needle Pit. I think it's the fear because no matter how you look at it, even if you're someone without a phobia of needles, we all hate the idea of hypodermic needles and a bunch of them being at you at once. It's more or less either the fear of infections or just the fear of that pricking happening over and over again. But seeing Xavier throw him in, Amanda in the pit and just that pain and terror for the first bit of it. And then that adrenaline kicks in and she's just swishing it around. I think no matter who you are, first time you saw that trap, you cringed. It was very uncomfortable. Like, I love watching the needle go on for a blood test or like a immunization. For me, though, even then, watching that for the first time, it just gave me the heebie-jeebies and just go, ugh. It was just uncomfortable, to say the least. And that's why it's at number 9. And need I mention, it shows how selfish a character is, providing development for the overall climax of the film as well.
And a funny story behind the scenes of that. She was pregnant during filming that.
And she didn't want to tell them.
She did not tell Frankie G that she was pregnant until after they were done. After
so she's just throwing her around pregnant.
She told him afterwards, she goes, hey, Frankie, I'm pregnant. And he was pissed. I'm not trying to toot my own horn or pat myself on the back here, but Frankie G's become a really good friend of our families.
We get it. You've talked to Frankie G. Just rub it in.
Oh, look it. I dropped it. That's the name I just dropped. But no, I mean, like, we've become really good friends, and he was telling us his story, and I'm like, oh my gosh, that's so terrifying, man. Here he comes.
Yo.
Whoa, there he is.
Oh no, he's here. I better go now. All right, it's good talking to you guys.
This
hotel
just entered. Yeah.
So real quick, Jake, we're actually at number 9. Do you have any honorable mentions, or do you just have a top 10, brother?
I'm kind of winging it. I got to be honest. I'm at Monster Mania with a bunch of people right now. So I'm winging it for this stream. I'll just, whatever you guys want to talk about, I'll chime in every now and then.
Okay. Yeah. So like what I was going to say is, like, when you have something like that, and then you go back and you watch this happen, you're seeing him throw this pregnant woman around. And, he talks afterwards about it. And he's like, dude, I was so fucking mad. Like, if something would have happened to that baby and it would have been my fault, I could have never forgiven myself. Yeah. And it blew my mind to hear him talk about that.
I think she didn't want him to, like, go easy and make it.
He's like, I'm going to throw you in the pit.
Yeah. So he wanted it. She wanted it to look real,
Right.
She's like, fuck that baby. Like, we got to get this shot.
Fuck them kids.
Fuck it. I can just make another one.
Yeah.
Hey, can you guys put real needles in here? Let's just do this.
I know.
Hey, honey, I lost it. Let's have sex.
Oh.
God, this got dark quick.
That's really dark, man.
I've only been here for 30 seconons, man. Damn.
Hey, that's usually like in the bedroom too. Wait, we're not talking about that?
Everybody in the chat right now is like,
game over. Uh-oh.
Stop.
So Craven, let's go to your number 9. What is your number 9 on your list?
So it's a movie that I think the majority of my traps, not like a whole list, but several of them made it was Scream, buddy, it's in my DNA. Was Saw 3. I'm going back to Saw 3 because, as Patrick said, there are a lot of great traps in that movie, in my opinion. And I have to go with the classroom trap. This is just, man, look, this guy has to yank out these metal rings, right? that are piercing various parts of his body. And it starts off not so bad. I mean, of course it's bad, but okay, yeah, that's not too bad, not too bad. But then they've got one lower jaw. I mean, come on, man. And then we know how this thing ends, and it's horrible. And it's just, it's terrible, man. There's no winning in that scenario. That guy.
There is no way to win.
There's no way to win on that trap. He's dead.
Right.
It's murder. It's murder. It's not a game.
But there is a way to win.
There is a way to win. Really?
Do you remember when the cops mentioned that someone reported the bomb explosion from outside and then they came through, even though they had to cut down the door, they came within the couple hours? If he'd put a table down or used objects, if you look at the tables, none of them got destroyed by the nail bomb. If he'd hidden behind it and the bomb went off, the person outside would have still heard the bomb and the cops would have still been called to the scene and he would have been able to get out, even if it was welded shut from the outside.
Wow.
Wow. But
the writers are watching this right now, like, God damn.
They're thinking, we didn't think of that.
But think about it. You have this thing in your jaw.
Right.
You're panicking.
Yeah.
There's no
Oh
way.
my gosh.
Okay,
And you're in such agony,
you're not
too.
thinking. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's like any horror movie. Like, how many times, Ken, all you guys, Jake, Patrick, we'll sit here and we'll analyze movies and on our couch, in our recliners. We're like, oh, well, this is what you need to do. And I do it all the time, too. But, I'm thinking to myself, what would I really do when the adrenaline is on, the pain is on? Your mind, you're in shock. You're not thinking logically in that scenario. And it
can
does
tell
make
you
a difference.
For 100% fact, if I was in that scenario, I would die. I can tell you that. That is a 100%.
Yeah.
No questions asked. I wake up with a ring in my mouth. Oh fuck, I'm dead. This sucks.
Yeah, that's it.
That's
I had
me
a
with
good
every
run.
saw trap, though. Like every saw trap, I'm done. Like, no way, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
He could
There are a
set me
few I
up
think
with
I
one
could
that's
do.
like, he could literally set a pizza in the middle of the floor and be like, "This is poisoned. If you eat it, you will die." And I'd be like, "What'd he say?"
I would
Did anybody hear that last
I'd
part?
be halfway
Yeah,
done
like,
with the pizza
it's
by
like
the time
me
he
with
said
the-
that. That's the problem.
It's like me with the
Yeah.
cigarettes in the first Saw movie. I would have been like,
Yeah.
oh, fuck it, I'm going to die anyway. Nicotine's a bitch, eh?
So what about Jake? I know that you are at the con, man. Do you actually have a list of your favorite saw traps?
I do, yeah, I do, but I don't have them like. I'm gonna be completely real with you. I don't have them like top 10, but can I just talk about one I in particular really like? You guys brought up Saw 3. I love the pig trap
pig
with
fat.
like the pig fat. I love that. I feel like that is so underrated. Does not get talked about enough. It's so gross. Like, it's so nasty. It's one of the only traps where I'm genuinely about to throw up watching it, And I can't say that about most saw traps. Like, most of them are hard to watch, sure. But this one is like, I would actually be throwing up as all the pig slop hits me.
Yeah.
Like, as disgusting as that is, That's,
Wait,
that's
you wouldn't be
just a
laying
super
there
underrated
going,
one.
you wouldn't be trying to catch the guts in your mouth.
I'm so hungry now. just talking about this. Bacon, right?
Well, he almost quit the movie, right? You heard that story. The actor.
Yeah.
I can't think of his name right now, but he almost quit when some pig guts actually got thrown on him, and he freaked out. Like, I'm out of here, man. I'm not doing this.
I don't blame the guy.
Yeah.
I would have been like, all right, I'm done.
I would have just kicked everybody in the nuts on the way out. Every single person. I'd be walking out just kicking everybody in the nuts on my way out. Like, they would just be ridiculous.
Kick Darren Lynn Bousman and Lee Winnell in the nuts on his way off set. Why the fuck didn't you make me survive it sooner?
Yeah. Oh, you wanker. So my number 9 has already been talked about by Patrick, our friend. The glass coffin, man. And for the same reasons you said, like, if he would have just listened to what the hell was going on, he could have easily survived that trap. But because he was so pig-headed and so, strong-willed, I'm going to knock you out. I'm going to put you in this coffin. And then he's just like,
I've got you, you motherfucker.
Yeah. So good. So, yeah, I got to go with the glass coffin at number 9 for me. What about you, Love?
My number 9 is the subway trap from Spiral.
Yes.
Where he's hanging by his tongue, where he has to, That makes me squirm, especially because they do like the close-ups of him, like squirming, and you can see his tongue just hanging there, and he has to decide whether to get hit by this train or rip his own tongue off. But we all know,
or both,
yeah.
Yeah, that end result is awful.
Yeah,
I know.
I remember seeing that before the movie came out. I did my reaction, and I freaked the fuck out when I saw that for the first time. I was like, "Oh my god, is this what the caliber of this entire movie is going to be?" I'm all in.
Like, I mean, can you imagine just hanging by your own tongue like that? That just sounds awful to me.
This is bullshit.
Yeah, for sure.
That's sort of kinky.
The traps in Spiral are so underrated, in my opinion. A lot of people gave that movie some crap, you know, but I thought they were all pretty good. I don't know. I enjoyed all of them.
Spiral has some good traps for sure.
Yeah. We may talk about another one here in a second.
I just love Spiral. I think it's a great film.
I like Spiral. I liked it. I like Spiral a lot more the second time I watched it. When we watched it the first time, we called the killer pretty quickly.
Yes.
And
there was so much of that movie cut out.
When you're not trying to figure out the twist, you like it better. Like you like it better.
I feel the same way with that as I felt about Us.
Yeah.
Us. I called out the twist of Us pretty quickly too, and then I was pissed. I was like, "This movie sucks." I called it.
He was so like butthurt the whole like rest of the movie, I'm like,
I knew what was gonna happen.
To the credit of the film, though, they did what they could with Spiral in regards to how much of the movie got cut by the MPA. Like, there were like 2 entire trap scenes cut. Like a skinning one was completely cut. The extended skinning in the bathroom sequence of the end result of what was supposed to be the fake body of who the killer was. In case people here haven't seen it, I won't say it. But, you know, it's like, I think with how much they cut out of that film, like, what is it, Detective Fitch's what is it, partner, completely left the movie after Fitch's death. And I'm just sitting here going, oh, where did you go? Apparently there was an entire, like, 5-minute scene between him and William that was just completely cut out of the film.
That sucks.
Like,
that sucks.
I don't know why. And then I had to get on a US version of the Blu-ray because the movie was cut down even further on the Australian Blu-ray, believe it or not.
Oh, wow.
Oh, my gosh.
I will say this movie made me realize that, this movie did make me realize that Forrest Gump died from AIDS. You know, I ain't seen no sequel.
Wow.
Well, yeah.
When Chris Rock said that, when Chris Rock said that in this movie, I could not stop laughing, dude. Like, I was like, oh my God.
I think Chris Rock was phenomenal.
I love Chris Rock.
Like, I felt like his comedy landed. Like, I liked him.
Oh, yeah.
I liked Chris Rock I liked Chris Rock before he was supposed to keep people's wives' names out of their fucking mouth. Like, I liked him before that.
Yeah.
Jada is now thinking of her own saw trap to put Chris Rock in now.
For sure.
Like, for me, it was just like, it was insane to watch this guy I've always known as a comedic actor. And he still had the comedic chops in the movie. Like I said at the beginning scene when they're talking about Forrest Gump and all that. But like the sheer heartbreak when he's watching his dad die at the end. Like his range just in this movie alone was so good. So I got nothing but positive things to say about Spiral now that I've let it sink in. We're gonna catch up on the chat real quick, guys. We got number 9, the laser collar from Jigsaw. I do like that one.
Yes, that's a
Yes.
What? No.
I
could want to go mention.
Someone here doesn't like it.
Yeah, like when his head turns into like a big meat flower, like that's awesome.
It looks like a shit-ass fucking Demogorgon from Stranger Things. I'm sorry.
Yes,
it looks so. And the futuristic aspect in a trap. Oh god, I fucking hate Jigsaw so much. It's so convoluted. Oh yeah, it's meant to take place before Saw 1, but here's a flat screen fucking TV. Fuck off.
Yeah.
That's the one that has a lot of CGI in it, right?
The reason why they had a flat screen is because back then the big TVs were out killing Stu. Number 9, Glass Coffin from Craven's like,
that jab right there.
Spiral's killer was yes, it was.
100%.
Knight was just streaming from his hotel just now. Oh, Knight, I love you, buddy. Spiral was a predictable twist. It's still worthy Saw film. Yeah, absolutely. His cameo in Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, Jamie Kennedy, is amazing. Whose cameo? I missed this one.
I haven't even seen Jay and Silent Bob at all.
Oh, it's amazing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean, Wes Craven's got a cameo in it, but I don't know about Jamie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see if I never onto it. See, I thought I was the one who noticed the flat screen.
Couldn't they like
Jigsaw's
just
my least favorite.
fix that and do something? I mean, make that.
Oh.
That's not that hard to fix that. That's all I'm saying.
I feel like they came
Yeah.
up with the twist like halfway through, like actually filming that movie. Like, is that just me?
Yeah.
I don't know. Like,
Jigsaw-
it kinda comes off to me.
Jigsaw is a movie I have a love-hate relationship with, like Saw 3. I enjoy like the first 2 acts of the film. Like it's boring and it's not that great to watch, but I think the traps for the most part are fine. And even with its continuity issues, it's okay. The biggest issue I have is the 3rd act because it's like, oh, by the way, this took place before Saw 1 and was the first ever game, but that means it took place before Cecil's trap in Saw 4, but the whole MO with that pig and all this didn't happen until the year of the pig to represent Gideon. If you're a massive Saw fan like I am and many others, putting Jigsaw together in regards to timeline continuity is a fucking mess. And that 3rd act, that twist, just hurts your brain trying to think about it. Like, you honestly feel like your brain is fried and you're going to implode from the inside out trying to put it all together.
It's also kind of the same
love
twist from 2. You know what I mean? Like,
It
like
is.
it's parallel. It's not exactly the same, but it's like it's basically the same thing again. And I'm like, really?
And then Logan being the killer? Oh, come on. Really?
Yeah.
Out of nowhere, he had this other apprentice. Okay, so where was he in the last 7 movies? Please enlighten me. Where was this happening this whole time?
He was off at boot
I love
camp,
it.
Jigsaw boot camp.
Yeah. JBC, baby.
You
He
have-
was at the JBC.
Exactly.
You have to prove your worth.
Yeah, you
Right.
got
All right,
trained
guys,
for
we
a
are
few
going to go
years.
to our. We're going to jump up to our number 8, Craven. You want to give us your number 8?
Sure. Oh man. Okay, this one I can't. Okay. It's from Saw 6. It's Pound of Flesh. And man, how much flesh are you able to literally cut off your body to save your life? This is like, I mean, the concept, the idea, the thought of me having to start just slicing my flesh off is horrifying. I can't even stand needles. You're talking about needles earlier, right? Like when I get blood drawn, I literally close my eyes, look the other day, and I think of Scooby-Doo movies while I'm getting my blood drawn. No joke. And so
I have
Yeah,
to hold
that's
his
right.
hand.
Oh, I
Aw.
respect you, man. It's
Craven's
okay.
in there like, are you running?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm thinking of Scooby-Doo, and you know, you think it'd be enough just to close my eyes. No, I gotta turn my head as well. But the thought of having to start slicing off your flesh, your skin, I can't, just can't do it, man. So that one, again, I look at these traps as like, for me personally, which ones would I have the most difficulty with and like psychologically, emotionally doing? And that's one of them. I can't just start cutting myself open.
It led to
Sorry.
one of the best
Right.
lines in Saw 7 as well, in regards to her basically saying, you know what the best part about surviving was? Handicap parking at the damn mall!
Oh my gosh.
Yes, man.
Patrick,
So,
can I
Jake,
just say
you
I
want to
love
give us
your
another
energy,
one of your
man?
traps? Oh, Patrick.
Yeah. Sorry, I had to praise Patrick here for a second, dude. You're amazing. But yeah, of course, man. Yeah. So probably probably number 8 for me is the shotgun carousel. Like,
Yeah.
I like it. I think it's cool. Like a lot of people will say, "Oh, that's like my favorite trap from Saw." Like it's cool, but I feel like it's a little overrated. Is that just me? Like I don't know. I feel like it's cool. It's personal. You know, you have this dude who has to deal with like actually killing these people, and you have the one dude like saying, "You're killing me. Look at me when you're killing me." That's really personal. But at the end of the day, it's just like a bunch of shotguns killing people. So it's not like the most creative trap, but I think the personality aspect of it makes it different and stands out to me. So that's cool.
Yep.
But not my favorite.
Right.
Okay.
That's fair.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it again.
We
That's
will.
for sure.
We
Okay.
will.
Oh yeah, I have a feeling for sure. Wink, wink.
Yeah. For sure.
So my number 8, Ashley already talked about it. From Saw 7, the junkyard, Chester Bennington.
Yeah.
You know, he had to
Nice.
try to reach that steering wheel. He tried so hard and he got so far, and in the end, it didn't matter. You know, it ended up rolling anyway, and it was rough, man. Like,
Thank God you're a dad.
yeah, it's a total dad joke, I know. But it's just it's really heartbreaking to watch that scene when you're seeing like it's weird. Like it's heartbreaking, but it's not. Like
because
you're
they're
seeing,
really like bad people.
you know they're
like,
very bad people.
They are Nazis.
So you're like you feel bad like watching him rip his skin apart and the head and hit. But at the same time, you're like,
they deserve it.
Yeah, fuck yeah, kill those Nazis.
True.
Yeah.
So there's that juxtaposition of, as a human being, you're watching another human being go through something so fucking terrible, but then you realize what this other human being is, and you're like, you know what, fuck them, let them do it. Like if you can try to kill somebody or beat somebody because of their religion or the color of their skin, you get what you get at that point.
They're all the same color on the inside.
I love that. I love
Bingo.
that. Yeah.
Bingo. So yeah, I'm gonna have to go with that one for me. Before you go, babe, real quick, we got a donation. Payday is next week, but here's some support. Thank you, Insomniacs, and
on.
everybody. Just so you know, we got a donation, so you know what that means.
Oh no.
Ooh, baby, ooh, baby, ooh, baby, ooh, baby.
Oh, okay.
He's feeling it, man.
Okay.
Heck yeah.
So thank you so much, guys. We really do appreciate that. It means a lot to us.
Thank you.
So what we want to do here now, babe, with you, we're going into your number 8. Before you go, I want to stop real quick and remind everybody that came in a little bit late. Now that Jake's here too, I have Patrick, Craven, and Jake's links all down in the description, guys. So make sure you're subscribing to them so you can stay up to date on everything they're doing on their channels as well. Patrick will be back next week. So he's on a little bit of a hiatus, but he will be back. So make sure you're subscribing to these channels so you can stay up to date with them. My love, would you like to give us your number 8?
Yes. Oh, so my number 8 is the cycle trap from Jigsaw, where it's like going around as the blades, and he has to like go to the bottom and pull the lever.
Shoot.
But when he hits it, it like skins him, and he looks like if you ever made zoodles with like a spiralizer, like that's what he looks like in the end. And I think it's freaking amazing. Like
you're here like I was watching it.
Yeah, like
and I loved it
mean,
so
he
much.
was it looked really cool with the blades and how when he hits it, it like takes his skin off. Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah.
Love it.
I like the image of him bouncing back and forth off the blades like he's a ping pong ball almost.
Yeah, and like you hear it's like, just going through him. It's like that. Yeah.
The gargle noise he makes as well while he's being cut
the
up.
What noise?
He just goes after he starts getting blended. It's so funny every time.
He's like a zoodle. Yeah.
We all have a different opinion on what funny is.
I know. Like, dude, I don't laugh in that scene. I'm not laughing.
Watch any of my reactions I did of the Saw movies with my sister, and half of the time she's sitting there just squirming, and I'm just there like,
yeah. I mean, I'm squirming, but I like to squirm. Like I like to see stuff like that.
Yeah,
yeah.
So that was you, Patrick. You want to give us your number 8?
Jake mentioned it earlier, the pig vat. I think this is such an underrated trap in the Saw series because it's not a matter of mutilating someone, but more the psychological trauma of Jeff and the judge himself. The psychological nature of drowning in literal pig guts is just disgusting. And I think of the smell, the texture, and what if that got in my mouth? It's just gross. But then the psychological aspect of Jeff having to let go of the past and move on to save another life, to not become what the person who killed his son was. I think it is such a brilliant trap through representation of trauma, especially. And it's a great trap psychologically speaking, and also what it does. I think it's a very underrated trap, and it shows that you don't need to be overly violent to get a message across through the meaning of a trap, and I think it does it very well.
Sure.
For sure.
Brilliantly stated. How about you, Craven? What comes at number 8 for you, brother?
Let's see here for 8 or number 7.
Yeah, he started number 8.
Who did?
You started
I think I'm at 7.
Oh yeah, we're at 7 now.
Yeah.
So that was the end.
And to see the way, I knew it was hard to keep track. So as I've been going through my list, I've been redlining everyone I've done, so to keep myself honest. Okay, so number 7.
You do number 8.
I did my number 8. Yeah.
Okay.
So we've all done our number 8.
We've all done our number 8. Yeah.
Everybody's 8.
Okay.
All right. Cool.
Yeah. Real quick, let me catch up on the chat real quick before we move on. just subbed to Patrick. Appreciate it.
Oh, thanks for doing something.
Nice.
I got you, Jake. I look forward to seeing your content. Can you do such a? I knew I'd do a good job at something someday. I just subbed to Patrick. The pig trap is underrated. My number would be the shotgun trap in Jigsaw. Frustrating movie, but it's a good trap.
Yeah.
That actually is a very good trap. I like that one. The shotgun.
Yeah.
I didn't think of that one.
So number 7 for me from Saw 3 is the shotgun collar. You know, it's built up throughout the whole movie.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm in the minority. I feel like the third Saw is my favorite. It may not be the best. I think when it comes to being the best film, I think the first one's probably the best overall film, except for the shit acting by Lee Winnell. But Saw 3 to me is so good. Like, it's so good. I think the traps are great. The twist is awesome. I love Jeff. And like I said, I think Jeff actually moved a little too fast. If we're being honest here, if someone was the reason my son was dead, I'd be moving my ass would be crawling. You'd be
sitting
on a
there
box.
on the rack. You'd be sitting there with the rack helping it move faster. Like,
Right.
yes, break.
Like, are we done with this yet?
Yeah.
Can I
Help me.
Yeah.
Just sit there meditating the entire time.
I got your help right here.
Yeah.
So yeah, for me, I'm gonna go with the shotgun collar. Then obviously seeing the aftermath of it there at the very end, so good, so awesome. So yeah, I'm gonna go with the shotgun collar from Saw 3 at number 7. What's your number 7, love?
My number 7. Okay, so I think about this one a lot actually, and I don't know why, but it is the razor box from Saw 2 where she puts her arms in it. Like, it's really a simple trap. It's like the glass box with the razors inside. You already talked about it, Patrick. It was one of your honorable mentions. But if she would have had a clear mind, she could have maybe even just put one hand in, or like you said, there was a lock on the other side of it. Like, she could have maybe, won that one. I don't know. But once you get your hands in and if you pull them out, like you're losing your arms. And I don't know why I think about that one so much, but I do. So I had to add it to my list.
She does. We'll be at home sleeping, and she'll be like, "Babe, remember when she got her arm stuck on?" No.
Have you ever put together the symbolism of the trap itself for Madison? Because she was a prostitute on the street and everything, and the razors represented like the sexually transmitted diseases, and the box, from what Xavier said, the only doors or box you know how to open is between your legs. Like, it represented all of that, and I like how it comes back from the dialogue from Xavier early on, and then he leaves her behind when he's finding out the combination. You know,
it is behind your eye over the rainbow.
We still don't know the full code to the thing, by the way, because there are 2 numbers we never find out.
They were 7 and 7.
I don't think that's correct.
It was 7 and 7.
It was 1.
I believe
7
you.
and 7.
I believe you.
5150.
Don't
5150.
Don't believe it.
867-5309.
Yes.
Patrick, do you want
That's
to give
always
us
a
your
good number.
Your number 7?
My number 7 is the only trap where people are forced to die that I have in this, because if you've seen anything of me with Saw, I think they're fun, but I don't like the idea of it being impossible to beat. The shotgun carousel is, in my opinion, a great trap. Even though 4 people are forced to die, it's more or less the symbolization of the policies behind Umbrella Corps with William Easton's company, because only 1/3 out of every applicant was granted coverage. 2/3 were basically given a death sentence, like the family of Roderick Heffley from fucking Diary of a Wimpy Kid's father.
Yes.
I'm always going to call him Roderick. I don't give a shit about his real name. He's always Roderick.
Roderick, forever.
But it's the fact that he is forced to kill off 2/3 of his employees in the bullpen, as it was called, or the dog pit, or whatever it was in his office, over the fact that he had to choose to save 2 out of 6, therefore sentencing 2/3 to death, like he would with his company's policy, for him to realize the flaws in his company. But I also mentioned this: if your company is named Umbrella, you shouldn't trust it in general.
Yes.
I'm saying this as a Resi fan, and you just shouldn't. You just shouldn't. But yeah,
Oh,
no,
that's
I
great.
love the shotgun carousel. I think it's such a good chap because of what it represents towards the message that Saw 6 is trying to get across. And Saw 6 is such an underrated Saw film, in my opinion, as well.
That's my favorite Saw film.
By the way,
It's
the
up
only
there for
Saw
me.
film that was forced to be played in pornographic theaters in, I think it was Italy and Mexico because of the censorship laws over there. It was forced to be played in X-rated theaters.
So just imagine, Pee Wee Herman walks into the Mexican porno theater and he's like, "This isn't what I fucking wanted."
It's just in the middle of girls like this. Is like, this isn't what. Okay, we'll just stop there.
Wait, this is what you're into? This is over. We're done. So,
I thought I was watching Angela White.
What comes in at number 7 for you, Craven?
All right, so my number 7 is just the thought of this. It is from Saw. It's the Silent Circle, where we have to, someone has to remain as silent as possible, while someone else pulls a fish hook out through their trachea, and they, and before they get impaled on sharp metal rods. I mean, I see that in my head, like pulling the string or whatever it was attached to, just pulling it up through. I'm sorry, I can't even. I'm literally starting to gag. Not even joking. I can't even. Yeah, I can't. Sorry. I can't. It messes with me really bad. So, and you have to remain silent. I mean, imagine, I can't. I have a lot of problems with that at a lot of levels with that trap.
Yeah.
It's messed up, guys. Majorly messed up.
Yeah,
Bobby's
getting
response
ripped
after
up.
is also golden.
Oh.
Why couldn't you just shut the fuck up?
Yeah. And you're getting like ripped up from the inside the whole way up.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine.
No.
No.
So that's my number 7.
No, I can't. No, and again, we'll talk about that again. What about you, Jake? You want to give us another one?
Yeah. Ken, I'm so sorry, dude. I do got to get moving after this. I got like 4% battery on my phone.
You're fine,
listen,
man.
In the future, I'm going to be at my setup. You're not going to hear all this crappy wind sound. We'll get on a stream. It'll be great. But yeah, I'll give you one more. This is
Just
one
give me your number 1, your favorite.
I'll give you my number 1. I love the needle trap. I feel like it's so underrated into. It's so simple too. It's nothing crazy, It's just someone jumping into a pit of needles. I have a horrible fear of needles though. Like I can't even same thing with the blood. I can't look. I always have to look away, and it's not like that bad. It's really not that. Honestly, at the end of the day, it's not the craziest thing, but something about that is just inherently terrifying. And that one gets me every single time. It makes me squirm the most out of the most brutal trap in this series. Doesn't even make me squirm as much as that for some reason, just because it's so gross. Ugh.
Yeah.
This really bugs me.
I want to say for real, thank you for coming out, man. I hope you have a great time at the rest of the weekend at the con. And I promise you we'll do this again when you're actually at home in your setup. Before you go, though, man, everybody make sure you're subscribing to Killjoy Jake right down here in the description. Thanks for coming out, my brother, and we will touch base again.
Absolutely, dude. So once again, sorry about all this.
Hey, Jake,
it's all good,
tell
man.
Matthew Lillard I said hello.
I got to see him today. It was awesome.
Did you see him already?
I didn't actually go and meet him, but I walked into the room real quick and I saw him just talking to people, and it was so cool. I was going nuts. Yeah,
dude.
Hang on, really quickly before you go, Jake. You said you have a needle phobia, right?
Yes, I do.
All right, you're leaving early, so I'm going to make a note of that for future reference. Just...
let's get on a stream and we'll talk about needles. It'll be great, Patrick.
A needle stream.
You're from where in the U.S., just so I know.
He's making a trap already. Patrick's making a trap.
All right, buddy. Have a good rest of your night, Jake.
Thanks, you guys, too.
Bye, Jake.
Have a great stream. Good stuff.
Bye.
See you, Jake.
Thank you.
See you, man.
We will catch up on the chat real quick before we go into our number 6. Hey, popping the popcorn. What's going on?
What's up, Katie?
How are you?
Katie just released her review of House 1986, my favorite film of all time. So make sure you're checking out Popping the Popcorn and checking out her review. It is super awesome.
So, Ken, a fan of House 2? Because I like House 2 better than House. Are you a fan of 2 or no?
Oh.
Did I just go into dark territory, bro? Because you're.
You did.
Oh
you did.
no! I knew I was coming. I mean, obviously,
man.
a whole different tone, no doubt.
Honestly, I don't hate House 2 at all, but I don't know. It's to me, it's just like I love House so much that it doesn't matter what they did as a sequel, it wouldn't have lived up to what House was to me.
Oh,
that was an impossible. That's like asking somebody else to play Freddy Krueger. You know, like it's an impossible ask in my eyes.
It is.
You know,
it's like trying to have someone follow up Halloween with Friday the 13th. Oh wait.
Oh, hold on a second.
Damn it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Uncle Jesse didn't even save it for you, huh? Uncle Jesse was on his house too.
Yeah. No, man.
Uncle Jesse. Okay.
Like I said, I don't hate House 2. I think it's a fun movie. Lar Park Lincoln's in it. I think it's a lot of fun. But it doesn't touch House to me.
Mm-hmm.
True. I mean, they're very different. You're right.
Yeah. Oh, very, very different films. Good to see Patrick back. I agree.
Mm-hmm.
What's up, Jake and Craven? Well, Jake's gone, but what's up, Craven?
Hey.
Saw 3 is my favorite as well. My number 7 is The Silent Circle from Saw 3D.
Nice.
Oh, there's Scream Rad. What's up, buddy?
Hey.
Oh, number 7. We got The Freezer Room again.
Yes.
Yep. Saw 6 all the way. Patrick can go cerebral if you only knew. The barbed wire trap in the first Saw movie. Yep, just scratching the surface.
Darn.
Jigsaw is a top 20 horror icon. I agree, Daniel. I would put Jigsaw in my top 20 for sure.
Yeah.
I don't think so, but I've said this numerous times on the podcast, and anybody that knows me knows this. In my opinion, the only perfect movie ever made is Pee-wee's Big Adventure. I think that's the only perfect movie to ever be created. It's just the absolute perfect movie to me. What is it?
Not even 12 Angry Men or Shawshank.
No. Nope. None of them hold a candle to Pee-wee. I'm just saying.
Wow.
Wow. So,
we need to
we're up to number 6, and that is you, my love.
Okay, so number 6 is from Spiral. Also, it's the finger trap one, where he's in like the Chinese like finger trap thing that we used to play with as kids. But you like get to see his skin tearing and as he's pulling his fingers, and I think it's just so cringy. So I had to add that as my number 6.
Very good choice.
Yeah.
Yeah, very good choice. How about you, Patrick? What comes in number 6 for you, brother?
My number 6 is the bedroom trap from Saw 4. It's not just a really good trap in general, but it's satisfying seeing someone like him and him being a predator get his coming to him. Like he's such a slime ball, and seeing him die in the place of which he victimized people was so satisfying. I don't even think it's the fact that this would be a painful trap from either jabbing at your eyes or having your limbs torn off one by one. It's the fact that it's a satisfying trap due to the representation behind why he's there. And seeing someone so disgusting get what was coming to them and seeing karma bite them on the ass. It's a satisfying trap while a good one in general. It's well thought out. And it, admittedly, while I'm happy to see him die, it pisses me off every single time when he presses the button. And I'm like, why didn't you just press them both at the same fucking time? Are you stupid? Like, oh yeah, I'm just going to press one to see if I like it.
Right.
You're an idiot.
Just to see if I like it. That's awesome. So how about you, Craven? What comes in at number 6 for you, my friend?
Okay, I'm going to go back to Saw 3 again, and this is the angel trap. So here's where you have, Detective Carey. She really didn't have a chance here. She's hanging up by chains. She's got that, contraption around her chest that has 6 brackets on each side of her body. And then these brackets are hooked into her rib cage. And apparently what she thinks to unlock it is you got to get a key at the bottom of this jar of acid. And when she, takes her 3 attempts to finally get it, after really messing her hand up, and then only to find out that the lock is worthless. It doesn't do anything. It was for show, just to be sadistic, just to make her get her hand in acid. That's what that was for. Yeah. And then, of course, the trap engages, rips out the brackets in her chest. Just horrible, man. Terrible trap. Yeah. Again, she had no chance.
Even if she did survive, Amanda was right there and would have put a bullet in her head anyway.
That's right. That's a good point. Yep.
Amanda did not give them a
No,
fair
she
chance.
did not.
Johnny Smith is
so-
relentless.
Yeah.
Very much. And to think she began her career on Who's Harry Crumb, my favorite John Candy movie from 1989. And she has a really big role in it. And it's like, Shawnee Smith, how far you've come.
How far
Yeah,
you've
The Grudge
come?
3. The Grudge 3.
How evil
Yeah.
you've come.
How evil. Thank you. There you go, Ashley.
Funny enough, my number 6 is the Angel Trap from Saw 3. So I'm just going to copy and paste what Craven said onto mine. Because I agree with you. I think the two aspects of this trap, one, having to put your hand in that acid is just so scary.
Watching it disintegrate.
Yeah, and me as a guitar player, the thought of losing either one of my hands is very fearful to me. You know, I like a slap at a bass. I like a slap at a guitar. So, the thought of something happening to one of my hands is just absolutely fucking terrifying.
Yeah.
And then just watching her when she puts her hands up and just lets it happen. Like she's just given up. Like she knows and she just lets it. She just gives into it almost. And you watch it rip her apart. Looks so good. So I'm going to go with you. I'm going to say the Angel Trap. And I don't know if anybody knows this, but I don't know any of their list. I don't know, even Ashley's. We don't know each other's list.
Yeah.
So every time I have a same one with somebody is always super cool to me, Craven. So I'm really glad that we had the same one there at number 6.
Me too, man. I love it.
Babe?
I just did number 6.
Okay, you started us off on this one? Okay, so we will catch up on the chat real quick. And guys, hello, party people, enjoying this live stream and wanted to say hello to everyone.
Hey,
Jason, thank you. We love the Saw movies too. Hey, guys, we got a donation. You know what that means, right, Patrick?
Ooh, baby, ooh, baby, ooh, baby, ooh, baby.
You're
Halloween's
gonna
better.
be singing that all night. You guys will be singing that
I'm
all
already.
night.
I am.
You're wrong, Patrick.
He is not wrong.
Not even close.
Mike Myers.
Venus Flytrap, Saw 2, or the nail helmet. Yep, Venus Flytrap. Very nice. Shotgun Carousel at number 6.
Yep.
I was satisfied seeing that Predator getting. Yeah.
Yep.
Me too.
It was so satisfying.
I think anybody that's another thing. You know that I love Pee-wee's Big Adventure more than anything. You also know that I fucking hate a rapist or a child molester more than probably anything else on this planet. So
I think it's also the fact that for me, I like that trap so much. Like as a victim of sexual assault myself, like I'm very open about it. Like seeing that happen to someone who is that despicable, it's just so satisfying to see that. And it just adds this extra layer onto it if you are someone who's been unfortunate enough to be a victim. It's satisfying to see that happen to anyone.
I love the fact that, you're so open about what's happened to you in the past. We won't get too deep into it here, but sexual assault happens to men too, guys. I just, that's something that we need to raise awareness about. Me and Ashley were actually disgusted when we saw Midsommar in the theaters and everybody was laughing when the man was getting raped in that movie. We're looking around like, you guys are laughing at this guy getting raped.
It's not funny.
If the woman was drugged and they were pushing a guy into her, it'd be a completely different thing. And the guy was drugged and unable to barely move. He's being raped, and everybody around us is laughing. Well, what the fuck is wrong with you people? So, bringing awareness to that, Patrick. I think you're brave, you're strong. And I love you, buddy, and we've had this conversation before. But I'm glad that you.
It's not something to hide. Well, it's not something that someone should have to hide.
You're a victim. It's nothing to be ashamed of. It's not your fault.
Exactly.
That's the whole thing. Like, people feel like they have to, and they're victimized. And people like you, brave people like you, can bring it out into other people so they can tell their story too. And
it's that thing with men. I'm a man. I can't talk about this.
Right.
I'm a man. You know what I mean? So,
but
raising awareness of sexual assault is never anything to be ashamed of.
Exactly. And that's the thing. Like men can have it happen to them too, and it's not like just a matter of women can rape men. Guess what? Men can rape men too at a very young age. Like I was 9 by another man, and that can cause a whole slew of mental issues down the line. So it's something that definitely needs to be brought to attention.
Absolutely.
Yes. And I love you, buddy, and I'm glad it made you a stronger person. What do you guys think of Donnie Wahlberg head clamp dead in Saw 4?
I love
the head clamp.
The ice.
Ice
Oh,
cubes.
the ice head crusher. Yeah.
I did have that on my list actually, and I took it off for something else. But I think it's cool
Love
looking.
it. Yeah, I love
do.
It's brutal, man.
I thought the way that they did that scene, I found out when I was watching Dead Meat's kill count on it for the first time, and how they actually put that trap together was really interesting. The mix of the blood bag with Donnie Wahlberg and then the separate one of the pendulum coming down and crushing the ice. It was really clever.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it was nice to see that he had the right stuff.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah, that's a New Kids on the Block reference. What's up? Oh,
Really, really can.
My number 6 is the Shotgun Carousel from Saw 6. Fun reference to Resident Evil with the Umbrella Corporation, even though I've never played it. Oh, man, those Evil games are so sick, dude. You got to check those out.
I'm so excited for 4 Remake. You have no idea. Right. I am so hyped.
Have y'all watched the new Netflix Resident Evil series?
Don't remind me. Don't fucking remind me.
Well, I started watching the first one, but I haven't watched anything past the first one, so...
Okay.
There's a song number in episode 7 where it's like, "Dear for 180, crazy," because it just has to appeal to this TikTok modern day demographic for no fucking reason. And the entire soundtrack is like that. The entire throwing everything at the fan. Like, of all the franchises out there, Resident Evil should not have the need to throw COVID in there for the sake of modern day sort of relevance. But
they put that in there too. Really?
Yeah, they put that in there. And I'm like, you have the T virus, C virus, G virus, all these slew of fucking viruses. You do not need COVID in there. Why the hell is this incorporated? And then you continue watching. It's like, oh, because modern day fucking relevance. Oh, there's a bunch of TikTok numbers too. Where's the fucking scotch? Please.
Wow.
So, yeah, we haven't watched it yet either. So, Sierra, I hope you have a great night,
have
love.
A good night,
we love you. We'll talk to you soon, I'm sure.
See you, Sierra.
Bye, Sierra.
Slap at the bass. Yes, that was totally a reference to I Love You, Man. But I had to do my finger picks on guitar is what I was actually doing. I was doing a tap on and tap off there is what I was doing. The trap with the needles in Saw 2 is at number 6. Gonna rewatch this franchise. That's what we're hoping for.
Yes.
Makes you want to.
Yes.
For sure.
Yes. I didn't know he was all of that. Massive respect. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry that you had to go through what you went through. I'm glad it made you a stronger person, and I'm glad that you could talk about it.
And you have music as an outlet to express, which is beautiful.
Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah. My number 5 is a controversial one, but I'm picking the water cube trap. It's awesome. But what should you can't drink the water if the tube's out? Not possible.
Okay, my biggest issue with the water cube is the fact that people say, "Oh, just rip the tubes out." I'm sorry, if you had something over your shoulders like this, how far can you reach up?
Yeah,
you can't reach. Oh yeah, just grab the fucking tubes.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you guys are survivors, and I'm proud of both of you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, 10 pints of sacrifice. Ugh.
Good
I literally got a PS5 just for the Resident Evil 4 remake. Yes.
Yeah.
Nice.
Our music talks about it and exposes those evils of the world. That's another thing. You guys need to check out the Dreaming Insomniacs. Not just here, but check them out on Instagram as well.
I think you sent me a message, Dreaming Insomniacs, just before as well.
Yeah. Number 5 for me is the Pendulum Kill. Very nice. I couldn't miss Resident Evil past the 30-minute mark. The 2 girls pissed me off way too much. Yeah, I got to check it out. We're going to watch it.
Yeah.
I have to rewatch the movies again. I hope you do. That's why we're doing this. So we are now up to our number 5, and that will be Patrick starting us off.
At number 5, I actually have the bathroom itself from Saw 1, actually, because a lot of people will argue it is not a trap. I beg to differ because the game itself is the trap. The puzzle solving, the little hints throughout, and just the mind games that go on from each tape to the finding the, X marks the spot, and then having the lights on for a certain period of time and seeing the X when the lights are turned off from the hint on the photograph with, Adam, is just amazing, just how it all progresses. And then that big reveal at the end with one of the most iconic just reveals in film history, in my opinion. There's a reason why I always say I wish I could experience Saw for the first time again. And it's that ending and that end reveal that the entire time that John Kramer, the guy in the middle of the bathroom, Dr. Gordon's patient that you see in a flashback earlier in the film, is the mastermind the entire time. It's a terrifying revelation and a brilliant reveal. And need I mention, it also provides us with what is one of the best lines ever put to film with Lee Winnell saying, "Oh yeah, why don't we just sit here and smear ourselves in peanut butter and have a 15 hooker gangbang?" Just absolutely incredible. Just Saw might have a lot of cheesy dialogue, but the bathroom trap itself just provides so much in the sense of just a mind game that makes it so much better than any other trap, or singular trap, I should say, or should I say more or less game as a whole throughout Saw, because I had a few problems as the Saw films progressed with like the maze-like progression of each game, but Saw 1 was just so simple in one room, and it was just so effective.
Yeah,
I loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I agree. That was my honorable mention, and I took it off because I was like, maybe it's not a trap. But you know what, Patrick? You're right. My honorable mention was the bathroom in the first Saw movie. So, Craven, you want to give us your number 5, brother? We're number 5? Holy
Number
shit.
5.
You want to give us your number 5,
Top
Craven?
5. Yes, it is one that it's been mentioned before. It's the carousel trap from Saw 6. Yep.
Nice.
And you've got these people on the carousel, and you got this guy. I mean, it's just it was a combination of seeing the people begging for their lives, and then you have to choose. And it's always like that ethics scenario, situational ethics we always talk about. I remember back in college, we go through these things, and you're like, well, if this was to happen and you have to kill, these people have to die, the stuff. But to put that into an actual situation is horrible. To be the one, and because even not making a choice is making a choice.
It is making a choice.
It's either way you're making a choice. And and that one dude just got so angry. Again, you realize he's probably about to die. It was just chaos, man. It got to be kind of like chaos, very chaotic, and insanity almost. So that was my number 5, man. Yeah.
Nice.
My number 5. I don't know if you would consider this a trap either, but you know what? When they are there and they have the choice of killing him in number 6, and Roderick's like, "You killed my dad, you motherfucker!" and he pulls the thing, and the needles come down and hit him in the back. I love
trap.
It. They had the choice of whether to kill him or let him live, and they kill him right in front of his sister. And you also have the big reveal here. That's not his family. His sister is the family, and oh man, what?
I'm not gonna lie. I thought they were dating first time I saw Saw 6, and then I continued watching, and I thought it was like a sort of brother-sister complex sort of thing, and then I watched it again leading up the spiral, and I'm like, never mind. I've been watching too much fucking anime.
Right. I love watching Roderick from Diary of a Wimpy Kid. Say, "You killed my dad, you motherfucker!" And then he pulls.
He's a good actor.
Kills that guy. Yeah, he is. I love that kid. He was in another movie we watched recently, and I can't remember what it was. A horror movie we watched recently. But it's just a lot of fun to see that trap, to see somebody die like that, and to see a kid get revenge for his father. I mean, this sounds really disgusting. I mean, it was fun to watch that guy get melted by acid, but to watch this kid get revenge for his father was really cool to me. That's something I would hope that my kids would do for me. I hope my kids would kill for me.
Yeah.
My number 5 is the mother-son acid in the back from Saw 6. What about you, my love?
So you guys already have talked about this one, but it's the angel trap from Saw 3. I guess it's the whole thing, like she can't win no matter what. She gets the key, her hand is disintegrated and it doesn't work in the trap, and then she just gets pulled apart by her rib cage. I think it looks really good. And yeah, like you said, she just kind of like gives up and she knows, she just knows, like, I'm done for.
Yeah.
And so yeah, that's my number 5.
Good call.
You can make some furniture out of her ribs afterwards, at least.
Yeah.
Yeah. Something.
All right, guys, we are going to catch up on the chat real quick. Where are we going? Why is the blood pink in 7? Because they just gave up.
Because budget was so big for the 3D, but not for the effects.
Right.
True story, actually.
They weren't fully oxygenated. Okay, their oxygen in their blood was just not good. Okay.
I don't know.
Really red blood means that you're very well oxygenated. So
I don't know.
They just had
Saw
to
7
use
also had
Kool-Aid
the longest
packets because they couldn't afford
Yeah.
the real stuff. That's all.
Saw 7 had the longest production of any Saw film as well because of the 3D aspect behind it.
Yeah, I hate 3D movies. The knife trap with
Yeah.
Cecil. The entire bathroom trap gives you a lot of anxiety, especially when Gordon gets free. That freaked me out the first time I saw him cut off his leg.
I know.
Does anybody remember the scary movie with Shaq where he has to cut off his leg and he cuts off the wrong leg?
Yeah.
The other one's
Oh,
like,
gosh.
Yeah.
wrong leg. Yeah. Oh, Dr. Phil's the one that was cutting his leg off.
Yeah. And then what is it? Shaq's throwing the boulders in the fucking hoop and it
Can't even
keeps
make a
hitting
free
him on the
throw.
head.
Right. Yeah.
Yes, man. That's so good.
That baby Billy puppet is cursed, by the way. That's a cursed image.
Yeah.
Oh,
for sure.
Jesus.
I want to play a game. Craven, all your life you have enjoyed horror movies. Now you have a successful YouTube channel. You will need the panel to join the stew train to survive. Let the games begin.
That's awesome. Jason, you're. And look, if we had enough time of the night, I would start campaigning, man. I would put it all my chips on the table. But
I will
funny.
say this. When we're getting a little bit closer to the release of Scream 6 or Scream double exclamation point or whatever you
Scream
want to
6,
call
you
it.
said it right.
Craven and I are we'll be doing something very special when that happens. So but we also, Jason, you did give us a donation, so you guys know what that means.
Ooh, baby, ooh, baby, ooh, baby, ooh, baby.
I was hoping
Never
we'd
gets
forget.
old, man. Never gets old.
He will never forget.
Number 5, the subway trap from Spiral.
Mhm.
Yeah. Hey, Francisco, how you doing, man?
Hey.
Thank you for coming out and hanging out for a little bit. It's nice to see you, buddy. Saw 7 was terrible up until the end. I agree. I love the ending of that movie. The villain in 6, the corporate health care people, I agree with you.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
totally do agree with you.
I don't think anybody has sympathy, sadly, for those folks
No.
at the
No.
high
Wait.
levels. You know what I'm saying?
It's on the news. Paul Rubin was charged for CP this year.
Oh,
What's
Uh-oh.
CP?
I'd be child. You know what?
Oh
Child
no!
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh
Uh-oh.
man,
That's a game changer.
Yeah, you know what? Like that's something. Like I said, that's just if that's true,
Yeah.
that's 100% despicable, and that's 100%. You get no love from me, no
Yeah.
love. Like that's something that. Yep, Paul Pee Wee Rubin's charged in kid porn probe.
Oh, jeez.
Wow.
What a disgusting human
Dude,
being, man.
come on, man.
That makes me
Pathetic.
sad.
It makes me very sad because that dude was
It's
part of my
terrible,
childhood.
Right.
The word of the day.
Desert
Ah!
It's just,
Like fucking stupid. That's stupid.
it's just
Mhm.
they're suffering from a horrible mental illness, man.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
It is. The Black Phone is so good. So
Yes,
good.
it is.
I mean, I
Saw
can't
one
wait
is
to
my
see
favorite
that
movie in
movie,
the
dude.
franchise.
Yeah, you
It's
gotta
so
check
good,
it out.
man. You gotta let us know what you think.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I sure will.
You guys ever wonder if Scream was actually just called Ah, but they just called it Scream, hoping you would scream when you said the title?
Yep. Wonder that.
I'm not even giving that a comment. Not even
Yeah,
giving it a comment.
For 25 years, that's the question I've been pondering.
Right. Wes Craven, they're like,
Yeah.
Wes, what do we call this movie? Ah!
Ah,
Oh, okay.
got it.
With that
Gotcha.
face.
Right.
Dad joke. All right. So
I love
we're up
dad
to number
jokes, man. I do them all the
4.
time on the Lethal
Oh, me
Collective.
too.
I'm like, I do it over
Yeah.
there all the time, and then I get everybody rolls their eyes. I'm like, it's okay.
I'm too
I'll
young to
keep
think
doing
about
'em.
dad jokes yet. I'm
Right.
too young.
Oh
I'm too
yeah,
young.
yeah. You're too young.
Yeah, no, and the thing is, like whenever we used to drive by a cemetery, I would tell my kids, I'd be like, guys, you can't bury me there. And they'd be like, why? I'd be like, because I'm not dead. And now we'd be able to do that with Kenley again. So, Craven, you want to start us off with your number 4, brother?
Sure. This one has been discussed as well. It's from Saw 2. I keep wanting to say Scream. Saw 2, the Venus flytrap death mask.
Nice.
And I'm telling you, again, when I think about things I could never ever do, the thought of being said, hey, there's a key to remove this thing, but oh, by the way, it's behind your eyeball, and
Right.
Yeah.
I just cannot ever see a world that I would remove an eyeball and then stick my finger in and find this key, I'm sorry. I would probably. I think I would just say, you know what? It's my time.
Cut the stitches.
Yeah.
Just cut the stitches.
I'm donezo for sure.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Well,
Right.
I mean, that's a good point too, I guess.
Saw 2 Flesh and Blood, the video game, actually pointed that out. The opening scene has the same trap, but you just cut the stitches and pull out the key. The game even proved that for us.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know, man. I'm telling you, when I saw that, and you lost me at removing an eye, I just no.
Yeah.
The self-mutilation stuff is really hard for me. It's like I could handle like something like, okay, somebody gets shot or whatever, but when you have to actually injure yourself, like you have to actually go against every God-given instinct you have to not to preserve yourself and let your and start to cut and poke and prod, and I can't. Those are the ones I just have like my biggest problems with those.
Yeah.
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 I agree.
It's
Just
rough.
personally, you know, it's rough.
Anything with eyeballs for me is bad.
Yeah.
Eyeball bad.
Mine's
Eyeballs are bad.
toes. Mine's weirdly toes.
Toes?
Oh, really?
It's just toes make me squeamish. Like anything with feet. Like the image in my head of seeing someone put like a toothpick under the toenail and just kicking it into a wall like those things that we used to always see. I'm
You got me. I'm with you, brother.
Yep. Okay. Yep.
No,
I'll
no,
agree
no.
with that. That's gnarly. So Craven started this up there. So my number 4 has been talked about a lot actually. And real quick, hold on before I give you my number 4. Scream Rad, have a great night, man. I hope you have an amazing time. Thank you for stopping out.
Yeah, have a good one.
See you soon.
Mine's been talked about, and it's the shotgun carousel, and it's for the exact same reason that you guys were talking about. It's just rough, you know. Like you look at me when you're killing me, and it's the big brother from Urkel, man, from Family Matters.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, man, you used to ball, and now you're getting shot. You're dead now. It's sad.
Yep.
I was waiting for after the shotgun shot him for the insurance guy to be like, "Did I do that?" So I mean,
gosh.
There's just so much about that trap to me that was so on all sides, like being in that trap. Like you said, and most of the time you have the opportunity to win. You have a chance to get out of this, but these people don't. It's all in someone else's hands at this point. And you know, you got the one lady, I'm pregnant. Then the other guy, like, fuck her, no, she's not. You know, like all these things that are happening right at this moment. That is just that is why this trap is so high for me, because the people that are in it don't have the choice that they usually do. It their fate is left to somebody else, and that's terrifying to me. So yeah, I personally am going to have to go with the shotgun carousel from Saw 6. What about you, my love?
This one has also already been talked about, but it's the needle pit from Saw 2 when Amanda gets thrown in it. It literally made me like the hairs on my arms stick up. Like it made me cringe just being in this pit with all these dirty needles, and you know they're sticking in her arms, and then she just goes ham and starts digging through them. Yeah. It's crazy, and
Sounds like a rough Saturday
it makes
night.
me
Sounds like a rough Saturday night.
Yeah, for sure. It sounds horrible. And I mean, I don't really have a problem with needles per se, but that would suck.
Yeah.
So that's my number 4. Yeah.
Yep. All right. What about you, Patrick? What's number 4 for you?
Didn't we just do number 5? Or are we on our number 4?
Yeah, well, we're on our number 4 now.
Oh, okay. Sorry, my bad. At number 4, the only trap in Saw 3D I actually genuinely love, and that's the Silent Circle. Granted, there is a way for her to survive easy if Bobby just like grabbed something and knocked her the fuck out. But, you know, you just don't do that either. That would just be fucking horrible. You'd probably cause her some brain trauma or something if you did that. But the thing is, it's, you know, as Craven said earlier, the idea of having a key in your stomach and having it ripped out through your organs with a key on the end, having to stay quiet before these 4 metal prongs pierce your neck is just horrifying. It's the pain with the time limit to the, what is it, the sound aspect, excuse me, by the way, for that. It's just an all-around great idea for a trap in a movie that otherwise, aside from the the horsepower trap with Chester Bennington, has some pretty mediocre traps in my opinion. It's, in my opinion, the best trap in Saw 3D.
Yeah. And we'll talk about that one again at some point, I'm sure. So Craven started us off at number 4, so now we're going to catch up on the chat real quick before we go back into our list. I cannot self-mutilate. I'm just dead too, Craven.
Yeah.
I'm with you. And Craven also agrees with that. I forgot the needle trap. Yeah, that one would be rough. So we are up now to our number 3, and that'll be me starting us off with our bronze medal. Number 3 for me, the Silent Circle. This is one that I'm with you guys. Like, it's impossible to put myself in this situation because I grew up fishing. My grandma lives on a lake. I grew up fishing. Whenever the fish would swallow a hook, I cut the line and threw him back. I can't rip that shit out of a fish, let alone a human being. I'm a lot of things, but I think the thing I am the most is a realist. If a zombie apocalypse happened, I'd be gun toting. No. If there's a spider in my house, I'm terrified. What's going to happen if 3 zombies run at me? I'm going to shit myself and die. If somebody's sitting there with a fish hook in their stomach, I'm going to cut the line.
I literally had my mum at 2 o'clock in the morning get a spider last night. And I'm in Australia, so you can imagine how big this motherfucker was.
Yeah.
Yeah,
See,
thank you.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, for me, it's just like, the thought of having to put another human being through that type of torture is just something that I can't wrap my head around if they didn't deserve it. If I was Jeff and that person hurt my kid, I'd be ripping that fish, swallow it again.
Do you think she deserved it? Do you think she deserved it in the Silent Circle? She was the media girl who would always help spread the lies and everything about Bobby's story, even though she knew.
I don't think that's not a reason to be tortured like that. Though. Maybe in Jigsaw's eyes, that's a reason to be tortured. Yeah. She didn't hurt anybody. Yeah. She didn't, molest anyone. She didn't rape anyone. She didn't kill anyone. She didn't, destroy someone's life. What she did was selfish for monetary gain. She didn't hurt anybody.
Right. And the same with Bobby. Same with Bobby.
Yeah.
So it's just like, I don't know. It really, really, really bothers me to think about doing that to somebody. So what would you say your number 3 is?
Mine is the rack from Saw 3. That one made me cringe so bad when, his limbs are twisted until they're breaking, with the last one being his head getting twisted completely around. It's brutal. Like, that is brutal. He's there screaming, and it's awful looking. It's actually cool looking, but it would be awful to be in that trap. But yeah, I mean, like, watching it actually happen though, like watching his bones break, it's intriguing to me. But yeah,
it's one of the best directed sequences in the entirety of Saw, in my opinion, actually, as well. It's really well directed, that scene.
Yeah, for sure. It was good.
And I love it. I absolutely love it. What about you, Patrick? What's your number 3?
Actually, I had the same as you, the rack.
Nice.
I love the rack from Saw 3. This is, out of all the reactions I did with my sister, because we watched all 9 Saw movies on my channel last year, the only one she couldn't sit through was the rack. She actually had to walk out of the room. She found this so horrifying because she hates the sound of bones snapping. And it wasn't even the fact of like the bones were snapping that horrified her. It was how slow it was. And that's the thing that makes this trap painful. It's the slow, torturous process of each leg and each arm being snapped beyond capacity, and then having to rely on this slow-ass motherfucker to grab the key at the end of a shotgun barrel. It's just a horrifying situation. So even if he does want to try, this guy could die and drop dead right in front of you. So you're dead anyway. You're relying on him being smart, which Jeff admittedly was kind of in this situation, because he still let go of the fucking trigger with the judge in the middle of the crossfire. Friendly fire was engaged in this game mode apparently, but it's just such a horrifying trap from how slow it is, how visually impressive it is with the incredible practical effects on hand as well. Like, it was very well done, this sequence. And I always laugh every time though that I see the judge get shot, because he gets shot on the right side of his head, but the wound is on the left side. And I'm like, wait, what? It's a really weird shot, but I think it's really well done.
Yeah. Nice.
And that's a great number 3, which we've talked about twice now. How about you, Craven? What comes in number 3 for you?
Yeah, this is one that we've talked about, I think, twice as well, so I won't add a lot more to it. It's the horsepower group trap. It's the garage trap with, which we talked about a lot earlier. With everything about that is just so cringy. And when the trap goes in and he's not able to stop it, I mean, that scene when that wheel hits her, and that's just horrible. And then as it goes forward, the guy's behind the car, he gets ripped off, and then it hits the guy in the front. You guys know. It's just almost like it's like dominoes falling. That's what it is.
Yep, it really is.
Horrific dominoes falling. And I know they're scumbags, and I get that. So it does help in a way when it helps a lot actually when you hate the the character that's on the screen. If you really dislike them, you're almost rooting for them to lose. But when I watch these movies, I don't think of it always that way. I told you earlier, I put myself in the trap. So that's why these movies are always so mess with me so much, because I don't always just think about the character on the screen. I think like I'm in the car, right? Yeah. Or I'm one of these characters in one of these setups. And which one of these really would bother me the most if I were in it, not necessarily watching it, just watching the screen. So that's in this particular case, I know that they got what they deserved, but I think of it just in being in that car and having to go through that, and it's just terrible. And I think about like, what if that was me in like three of my best friends, right? Three of my really good friends, and they're counting on me to get us out of it, and that would happen.
So rip your back off.
Rip your back literally off. The skin just filleting off,
and you see the muscles explode.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It looks really good though when when you see the skin coming off of him. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the practicality of that
the blood actually looks good. The only scene where the blood actually looks good.
Yeah.
It really, really does. So that's everybody doing number 3, right?
Yep.
All right, well, we'll catch up on the chat real quick. J Dev, sorry I had to step away to record a predictions video. Glad to have you back, brother.
Glad you're back.
Number 3, the classroom trap.
Yes.
Fish hook, instant cringe.
For sure.
J Dev, we're at number 3 now. The rack from Saw 3.
All right, another one.
Had me literally screaming, freaking out, and shocked during that scene, but I understood Jeff's pain. The rack is the one I remember the most.
Yes.
Welcome back, J Dev.
For sure.
Yeah, it does. Needle pit. The needles don't bother me. The amount of germs and disease.
Exactly.
Trust me. Yeah, I get that. So let's talk about number 2. Ashley, you're going to start us off with this one. What is your silver medal?
My number 2 is actually the reverse bear trap. And I know it might be kind of vanilla, but you actually get to see it in action, when it kills his wife and her face is just gone. And I think it's awesome looking. Like, that is scary. Like, having your mouth trapped in something like that and then just getting ripped apart. Like, I think it's really awesome. And it's in multiple movies, so that's my number 2. Yeah, I like that one.
Yeah, I can't disagree with you on that one. So what about you, Patrick? What's your silver medal?
My silver medal is the reverse bear trap.
Nice.
We're on the same wavelength right now.
We are.
I couldn't put the reverse bear trap at number 1, and that's for one simple reason, and that's just how it was handled in the first movie. Look, I love it in the 6th movie, and I love the end result in the 7th movie. And I don't blame the 7th movie for it being unbeatable, mainly for the reason of Hoffman had the grudge against Jill at that point. So it was personal as opposed to people being tested. No, this was a personal vendetta. So it made sense for it to be an execution instead. In regards to Saw 1, the old cellmate having the key in the stomach and Amanda being forced to kill him, there really is no other way to survive. And you could probably pull the pin out and everything and do it really slowly so it doesn't trigger the device, or put it between like some pipes, or put like a fucking cement block or something in there to stop it from ripping off properly, or do what Hoffman did. I'm thinking the Venus flytrap right now. Never mind, ignore me. No, when Hoffman put his head through the bar, if she could do the same thing, like, she probably had a chance of survival. But unfortunately, the execution side of like the old cellmate with the key in the stomach, it just never sat right with me. But this is the OG iconic saw trap right now. That was in the original short film from Lee Winnell and James Wan and everything, which was an operational trap, by the way, that could actually kill someone in real life. There was a lot of issues in that short film because they had to make it themselves for a short film at film school or something. And by the way, I just want to point out, they're Aussie filmmakers, and that short film was made in Australia. Saw originated in Australia. Just going to put that out there. Just a little bit of flex.
True. Yeah.
But no, it's the OG trap, and it is super effective. As you said, Ashley, the end result in Saw 7 is so satisfying, is so horrifying and gruesome at the same time. And just seeing her body slump over afterwards was just amazing. But then also, because it's been in multiple movies, you see there are different ways that people could survive, from Amanda in Saw 1 or Hoffman in Saw 6, where he cut open his own fucking mouth and ended up putting his head through a metal, like a glass window through metal bars to rip his jaw out. Like that's
hardcore, man.
That's dedication.
Hoffman got some. He's into some hardcore shit. It's like he's done it before.
Yeah.
Well, even like Amanda, like she has the scars like on the side of her mouth from it, you know? So yeah.
That's right.
All right, so that was Craven. You want to give us your number 2?
It is all. I think everyone's already called this one out, but it is the Rack from Saw 3. It is, man. You know, not much to add than what's already been said. I think, you know, of course, this is very subjective, but I think that arguably it might be the most brutal and visceral kill in the franchise. I think it's right up there. If it's not number 1, it's right up there, because having your limbs twisted until they snap like toothpicks. I mean, come on, man. And then his head's turned all the way around at the end. Like, jeez. So yeah, that one there is just it's hard to watch it, and it's hard to hear it, as you guys mentioned earlier. The sound is powerful in that in that sequence.
Yes. My number 2.
By the way, my son was he was so obsessed with Saw when he was younger, like 10. That was literally in his Easter basket. Like that's what he wanted for Easter. Yeah,
that's awesome.
So
hey, Ashley,
the Easter Bunny was like, "I want to play a game."
So yeah, for me, please.
It has to be that one, just because it's in multiple different movies. And then to finally, like you guys both said, to see the payoff of that, and you know, the last to see her actually have it happen was great. So not much more I can say about that one. So
just her gaping mouth, it's so satisfying but so gruesome at the same time.
Weird. All right, so now we're gonna catch up on the chat before we do our number 1. The Rack is the one I remember the most. I think we did this one. My bad. Same here, Craven. I put myself in all the movies I watch. I'm that brother that goes into the movies. For sure. 2, Venus Flytrap. 2, Ice Block, getting crushed by the 2 ice cubes. What's the name of the guy that stabs his throat? That's
Strum.
Yeah, Strum.
Yep.
Peter Strum.
Yeah, the Rack. Yeah. The Glass Grinder from Spiral. It's pretty simple but creative and gory trap. So
great trap.
It is going to be you, Patrick, starting us off at number 1. Now, as always, I ask if you would please start at your honorable mentions and go all the way down to your number 1. That way we can have it. Everybody that came in a little bit late will be able to see your whole list from top to bottom.
Awesome. So my honorable mentions, I had 5 of them, being the Freezer from Saw 3, the Razor Box from Saw 2, the Glass Coffin from Saw 5, 10 Pints of Sacrifice from Saw 5, and the Impaler Trap from Saw the video game. My number 10 was the Backbreaker from Saw the video game. Number 9, the Needle Pit from Saw 2. 8, the Pig Vat from Saw 3. 7, the Shotgun Carousel from Saw 6. Number 6, the Bedroom Trap from Saw 4. 5, the Bathroom from Saw. 4, the Silent Circle from Saw 3D. Number 3, the Rack from Saw 3. 2, the Reverse Bear Trap from Saw. And my number one is going to go to the finger trap from Spiral from the Book of Saw. Now,
Nice.
I was so excited for Spiral, but also so nervous because I didn't want it to be another Jigsaw. But I was also ecstatic that it wasn't like another John Kramer story. My favorite thing about it is that the traps felt personal, while also like they served a purpose, but felt like they were made by someone that was a rookie and didn't have a degree in engineering like John Kramer. That's my biggest positive about the the finger trap, because it's a brutal, hard to watch trap in regards to his fingers being torn off one by one at the knuckles, like at the joints. It is disgusting to look at, and it's so effective. He's on a time limit. But anyone with a clever eye could also notice this is a very easy trap to beat for one reason. The trap starts when he wakes up because he accidentally bites down on the device. So even while the tape is playing, the trap is already active. There is already an advantage to him against the trap itself due to the fact that the guy who made it, obviously, is a rookie. He's not well suited for this. Hasn't been thought out properly. So it's like a saw trap that I think would be in the real world. Someone would be able to make something like this, obviously not of this caliber, obviously, but it would never be perfect, and there would be little faults in it like this one does have. He's not strapped down by anything either. He could easily, even with them attached to his fingers to avoid the electrification, jump out of the water. He could get out of the tub. That's something that is an imperfection of the trap, and that's one of the reasons why it works so well, but also proves to the point that this is a psychologically traumatic situation from Detective Fitch's actions, from gunning down someone that was unarmed just because they insulted him, as said on the tape. He has a real reason to be there as a dirty cop. The reason he's in there is perfect. The trap itself, while really well designed, has flaws, which I think is a positive in the sense of the realism behind it, but he wouldn't realize those flaws because it's a perilous situation, adding towards the fact of if you were in this situation, whether it's a perfect trap or whether it's not, how would you act? I don't think I would have acted any better than Fitch, even with all these variables in there. And I think it's the perfect trap to symbolize all those different factors to be the perfect saw trap.
That's awesome, dude. I love that explanation.
Yeah,
that's deep. That's really good.
I agree, though.
Yeah.
Like, I would freak out too, and all your critical thinking just goes out the window at that point.
Exactly.
It does.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what about you, Craven? Can you give us your list all the way down to number one?
Yeah. No honorable mentions for this list, but I'll start at 10. It was 10 Pints of Sacrifice from Saw 5. 9 is the classroom trap from Saw 3. 8 is Pound of Flesh, Saw 6. 7 is the Silent Circle, Saw 7. The number 6 is the Angel Trap from Saw 3. Number 5 is the Carousel Trap in Saw 6. 4 is the Venus Flytrap, Death Mask in Saw 2. Number 3 is the Horsepower Group Trap, or otherwise known as the Garage Trap, in 7. And number 2 is the Rack in Saw 3. And my number one, my number one is, it will always be the bathroom trap in Saw 1. It has it will never be supplanted. It's number one for me. It's where it all began, and this whole franchise began in this horrific, nasty bathroom. And what an amazing film! What an amazing performances, or what by all the actors. And I mean, what can I say about it? I mean, I don't need to say any more about it. It's the OG. Yeah. It's the original, and
for sure,
that's my number one. Like I said, I don't think it'll never be unseated. Like for me in the Scream franchise, Scream '96 is a level above. It's a masterpiece, and no matter how many sequels there are, that is on a shelf that can't be reached. So I view it kind of the same for me here with Saw, with the trap.
I'm waiting for J-Deb to come in the comments like, I beg to differ.
with Scream too.
Respect everyone's opinion, Ken. But
Bring it on,
you know, sometimes you have to partake of the knowledge before you can understand the truth. And I'm a knowledge presenter. I'm a truth giver. That's my passion.
Right. So I'm with you guys. I did. Oh yes, I did have an honorable mention, and it's the bathroom trap. That's my honorable mention. From Saw 1. My number 10 is the furnace from Saw 2. 9, the glass coffin from Saw 5. 8, the junkyard from Saw 7. 7, the shotgun collar from Saw 3. 6, the angel trap from Saw 3. 5, mother son acid in the back from Saw 6. Carousel from Saw 6 at number 4. Number 3, the fish hook from Saw 7. Number 2, the reverse bear trap from multiple Saw films. And my number 1, I'm sure you know this one, babe. You know what my number 1 is?
Is it the rack?
The rack. The rack racks me every time I see it. It's such an amazing trap. And it's just, it blows me away how scary and disgusting and sad it would be.
Yeah.
Even if that person had taken out one of my kids, like I said, as a humanist, to watch another human being have to go through something like that, I couldn't find enjoyment out of it. Maybe I wouldn't rush to help them if they had, hurt my kids, but I couldn't find like a perversion enjoyment out of the situation either. Right. So, so for me, it has to be the rack at number 1.
Nice.
What about you, babe?
So I had 2 honorable mentions. They were the horsepower trap from Saw 7 and Save As I Save from Saw 4 with the wife and husband. 10 was the freezer room from Saw 3. 9 was the subway trap from Spiral. 8 is the cycle trap from Jigsaw. 7 is the razor box from Saw 2. 6 was the finger trap from Spiral. 5 was the angel trap from Saw 3. 4 is the needle pit from Saw 2. 3 is the rack from Saw 3. 2 is the reverse bear trap from multiple. And number 1 for me is actually the shotgun carousel from Saw 6.
I thought you weren't going to have that on your list, to be honest. I was waiting
really?
this whole time, like, is she not going to have that one on her list?
No,
Ken was just getting worried. He was starting to have a panic attack over the fact that
I was like, gosh, this movie, that one's so good. And I thought for sure. And obviously you thought it was really good.
I do. I just think it's really personal. And like, you guys have all already talked about it, but these people, they don't get to choose their fate. Like it's in somebody else's hands.
Yes.
They don't get to win this game, and two people out of 6 live. And like you said, the lady's like, I'm pregnant. And the other one says, I have kids. And, like my kids need me. And how can you choose who gets to live and who gets to die? That's horrible to me. And I mean, I wouldn't want to be the person on either sides of that, to be honest. So, and like his, what's the kid's name what is his name?
Roderick.
Oh, from Urkel.
I don't remember
older brother.
I don't remember what his name was.
He's like, you're not gonna kill me. I'm your best salesman or whatever he says to him. And
neck minute boof.
Clearly didn't do good for him. So like I said, that one it's a very personal in the aspect of they don't get to win, or he has to choose who dies. So that's
Eddie. He was Eddie.
Eddie was his
Urkel.
name. Yes, from Family Matters.
Yep.
Yeah.
We still call it Urkel.
Urkel, yeah.
Yeah.
So that is my list.
Great job.
Thank you.
All right, before we let everybody go, we do want to catch up on the chat real quick. Josh says Venus flytrap would be my number 2. Honorable mentions: the powerhouse trap, the pendulum, freezer trap, hot candle wax trap, and the glass trap. The rack is such a slow death. Brutal.
It really is.
I did see that one. Man, I must have skipped a couple before. I'm sorry, guys. Number 1, the rack from Saw 3. Hell yeah, Nathan. Shotgun kill from 1. You don't see it, but it's brutal. Oh, when the detective is running and he gets shot. Yes.
I have a problem with those. Those are booby traps. They go against Jigsaw's entire philosophy. I've never liked those. It's like the one with the cops with the shins breaking and the electrified fence in Saw 2. Like I don't know. It goes against his philosophy. What do? They're just doing their jobs, man.
Yeah. I know. I mean, and all of Amanda's traps do too.
Yeah. Amanda's different. She's just an ass hat.
She's just a bitch.
Yeah.
My number 1 is the rack. The sound of your own bones breaking is painful enough. Plus, it took so long to die. The torture in itself.
For sure.
True.
Good job, Calvin. My number 1 is the bear trap. The finger trap. Jesus, that was painful and extreme anxiety filled, and I was panicked pretty hard. Yeah. Well said, Patrick.
Yes.
As always. The bathroom trap all the way. Game over.
Game over.
Wait, what was that you said?
Game over.
Patrick called it too.
I know it was coming.
You're predictable.
Yep. Bathroom trap. It's an iconic, disgusting, and psychologically scary trap. And seeing the twist. Oh yeah, I think we can all admit that this has the original Saw film had one of the best twists of all time.
Yeah. Oh yeah, man.
Yeah.
Which is awesome. Like
So
it was back in the day, so it wasn't really ruined for you. So
right. Oh, we wouldn't see it opening night, so we
so
didn't get ruined anyway. But I just remember just being like,
yeah.
You couldn't leave in the middle and Google it. What the hell's going on in this movie? Like you couldn't do that then. Thank God.
The good old days when
the
stuff didn't
frickin'
get
wreck
ruined.
led into my dreams. I agree, Calvin. Since JDev TV isn't here and we share similar opinions, Scream 2 is the best Scream and it's a masterpiece, and I'll die on that hill. JDev is somewhere agreeing with you, T. Parker.
He just his ears just started ringing.
Yeah, he's over. T. Parker. JDev is laying in bed right now, like. What? It is Scream 2. What happened? What happened? So I do want to remind people that came in late, or if you guys are watching this on a replay, make sure you're subscribing to these gentlemen. Killjoy Jake, I have his links down in the description as well. If this is your first time here, make sure you subscribe to Sledgehammer Horror. Now, something we always do before we let everybody go. Patrick, I know you're coming back this week. What are some of the things you have coming up on the channel that you can tell people about?
Oh, geez, let me pull up my schedule. I actually have a full schedule until March next year listed out for videos just so I can keep on track. So I'm very, very, organized. But when I return as of the 21st of August, I have my reaction to the new Predator movie called Prey coming out, which I can't wait to... I really enjoyed that movie, but I'm really excited to post this video. And then following that over the next month, I have reactions to Necromantic, Megan is Missing, Zombievers, and Dead Alive coming. Yes, I will finally be watching Dead Alive, and my sister will be watching the Silent Hill movie for the first time throughout September, which, in my opinion, is the best video game movie ever made. I think the Silent Hill movie is wildly underrated, and they actually use the original soundtrack from that game as well.
That's one of the best things about it.
Yeah.
One of the best things about it is that the usage of that soundtrack. So
yeah.
Man, I can't wait. I'm glad that you're back. It's about damn time. So Craven, what do you have coming up that you can tell us about?
Yeah, so one thing I have that I want to share, it's coming up a week from Monday. It's on the 22nd of August at 9:30 p.m. Central. I will be having Lynn McCree, who plays Maureen Prescott in the Scream 3.
Oh, nice.
She'll be coming on the channel again to visit, and she has a really busy schedule, but she's able to come and spend a whole hour with me on the channel. Wow. So I hope you guys will come. We're going to be talking about Wes, remembering Wes Craven.
That's awesome, man.
This is the month that he was born, on the month, unfortunately, he passed.
He was
in
born
his
on
life.
our daughter's birthday. Yeah.
August 2nd. Yeah.
August 2nd. Yeah.
Yep. And he passed on the 30th, I believe.
Yes.
So I'm celebrating Wes Craven on my channel all month. I'm doing 5 watch parties. And I know a couple of you up here in the left box might be joining me for one of those watch parties, maybe to sow my soul to take, as Jake would do his fingers. So stay tuned on that. But yeah, anyway, but that's the big thing, guys. Come to the channel. I've already got these streams set up for Lynn McCree, so you can go there and hit notify me. Smash that thumbs up button while you're there. I'm really hoping that you guys will come, and let's give a really large, warm welcome to Lynn for coming on and spending an hour with us. Our community have that access to her to be able to talk about Wes and the filming of Scream 3 and the whole setup. So that's the big thing I want to share.
Awesome.
And we can't wait for that, man. I can't wait to watch My Soul to Take with you.
Yeah.
Yes, dude. Seriously.
That's going to be fun.
Yes. So this week on Sledgehammer Horror, tomorrow we will be premiering our review of Prey, the new Predator film. We were joined by the amazing comedian Joey Clift. So that'll be premiering tomorrow at 9 a.m. On Monday, my first horror movie with horror miser Monty G. On Wednesday, my first horror movie with Rob McGee of Exploitation. And then next Friday, we are doing a special episode. We usually do one episode of Didn't See That Coming a month, but next Friday, we're doing a special episode. It drops next Friday on Orphan. So you could watch Didn't See That Coming on Orphan. Then you can go watch Orphan First Kill on Paramount Plus directly after. We wanted to do a special episode in honor of Orphan First Kill, a movie that Ashley and I are both very excited about.
It's a fun movie. And
Yes.
I'm excited for the new one.
We are both excited.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do.
I really
too.
like
That's
the
a
first
lot
one.
of
I
fun.
just hope this new one, which is like a prequel / sequel at the same time, apparently. I am so worried, but I hope it's good.
It's going to be great. I'm telling you. I know a couple people that have had production on it, and it's going to be awesome. And then our live is going to be our live next week will be on the 17th, which is Wednesday, I want to say. Yep, next Wednesday. We'll be joined by Anna from What a Ghoul Wants, and we'll be joined by Durden from at least Durden for sure from That's the Fucking Trailer Show. And we are going to be counting down our top 10 horror movies that should not have gotten a sequel. Horror movies that should have been standalone films. And it's not because the sequel...
I love this franchise, but it would have been better by itself.
It would have been okay. Yeah.
Yes,
I
it
don't
would
think
have.
any. Yeah.
Yeah, so we're doing movies that would have been better as just standalone films. So we hope you guys can join us for that on Wednesday.
Yes.
I hope you guys are checking out Patrick's stuff because he's finally back. It's been a long couple of months without him.
Yeah.
Lynn McCrae joining Craven, and we're gonna be doing a bunch of Craven watch-alongs this month. You guys, this is gonna be so awesome.
Yes.
So
yeah.
We're getting closer to spooky month.
Yep, we're getting closer to spooky season, guys. And
I may or may not have already started decorating for Halloween. You never know.
It's hocus pocus all over my house.
It really is.
Guys, I do want to again say thank you so much for coming out and hanging out with these guys, hanging out with us. Craven, Patrick, don't go anywhere. I got a couple more questions for you, as always. Everybody else, as always, keep talking horror.
Stay who you are.
And we'll see you guys soon.
Bye, guys.
Bye,
Have a good
guys.
night.
Yeah.